It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, March 18th, 2024, and we are coming to you live. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
I don't understand this computer. I log in every day, double checks my login and all that stuff, and now I just logged in and I look back and it says to log in again. I logged in again and all my stuff's missing. I hate this computer. It's the only down one is the one from work. Everybody else, everything else works perfectly.
I think you're being scammed. Fished.
I might.
Phishing scam.
Maybe they didn't lock me off. I don't care. I'm not taking any more of their classes or any of that stuff. I give it up.
I just don't use their services.
That's the thing. I'd rather just not. Gmail makes it so much easier for the rest of the world. So, Carmen, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning.
What's happening? Good mood today or bad mood?
Good mood.
Sound like a good mood.
Yeah, good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? You have a what?
Oh, nothing. I'm just, good mood.
Galvin, what is the official cruise countdown?
The official cruise countdown for Celtic Cruise 17 is coming up in just a second as I open my app.
Let me guess. Let me guess. So
right.
today is Monday. Thursday will be two weeks, I think. So I'm going to say 14, 15, 16 days.
17 days.
God.
4 hours, 56 minutes, 11, 10, 9
Keep
seconds.
going. Carmen, why are you getting gas at Sam's Club at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever you were doing there?
So we only did that because we went to White Duck to get coffee.
Mhm.
We do our coffee at home, and but we both love White Duck. So Sunday I was like, let's treat ourselves.
Let me ask you a question. What do you get at the White Duck that is good? Because I went there twice, and I'm like, but I know everybody else likes it.
Yeah, so I really like because, compared to other coffee places, they just have a good selection of flavors that come sugar-free.
Oh.
For me and my macros
Mm-hmm.
are really good. So, on Sunday, I did a 16-ounce hot drip with almond milk Duck 3, please. And I do. This is my order.
What's Duck 3?
Oh, you know Duck 3.
So that's how much cream you want.
Oh.
They have different colored ducks, and Duck 3 is the one in the middle, and that tells them how much cream to put in.
Carmen, if they're squeezing ducks, that's not cream.
It's not.
I'm just letting you know.
It's not duck cream.
Yeah.
It's almond milk.
Plus, I like my ducks black.
Yeah.
Dark.
Well, so you would
So
want
is Robert De Niro.
So you'd want Duck 5
Duck five. Okay.
is how you'd want to order it. Duck 5.
First
What?
time I went there, and I was in the line, they handed me a sheet with the ducks, and they were like,
Yep.
"Which duck do you like?" I'm like, "I don't know. Do I get one for my dashboard? I don't have a Jeep. What's going
Yeah.
on?"
Yeah, no, you tell them the color, and then I get sugar-free salted caramel and sugar-free hazelnut, and it's delicious. But they have a bunch of flavors, and then on top of that, I didn't get them. I want them. They do fresh mini donuts, and then they can toss them in
Does that
different.
go in your macros?
Yeah.
I said I didn't get them. I said I didn't get them. I want.
Hey, I need them out of your macros.
How many of
Listen.
those ducks did you eat?
So you can do. They come in 3 or 6, and then they can toss them in cinnamon sugar,
You
apple
know a lot
cinnamon,
about these donuts that you're not eating.
cookies and cream.
Yep.
Yeah, listen, because I look at the menu and I study it, and I can't wait till after the cruise because then I know exactly what I'm gonna order.
Carmen, since we're being honest,
Yes.
I had my weakest moment ever on, or in a long time on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
I had not 1, not 2, but 3 McGriddles.
What?
I still can't make a fist with my feet.
That's
Dude, you've hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I feel like
ended.
I feel like today is a new day. Actually, yesterday was a new day.
3?
3.
Well, here's why. Can I explain why?
17
Oh.
days, 4 hours, 50 minutes, 32.
Galvin, I don't even know if they're gonna let me on the boat at
Oh.
Wow.
I mean,
If you fall in the water, you're going to absorb it
this point.
all.
Yeah.
But it's time for intervention, buddy.
Listen to me. Shut up, Double Big Mac.
Oh yeah.
I never go to McDonald's. I even go when I take my kids or Juliana wants something like nuggets or whatever.
And
out
the
there.
lie detector said, that
No,
is a lie.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth. I can't remember the last time I had a burger from McDonald's. I really can't.
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, I love it. I love it, but I just know it has horrible effects on me. And in addition to getting fatter, it makes me feel bad afterwards. So I went yesterday to go get coffee, and there's a McDonald's right next to my Starbucks. So I went in there, and I said, I'm going to get a McGriddle. I really like the McGriddles. And you can't eat one McGriddle, so I got 2 McGriddles. I don't even get the egg on it. I just eat the sausage cheese McGriddles. They're delicious. And now I want one because I'm talking about it so
Oh,
much.
so good.
And then I got into the window, and did you know that they had chicken McGriddles now?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me get one of those and try that. But what if I don't like it? Then so I'm like, just give me my regular 2 McGriddles and then the chicken one.
Oh, that's not
You
that
gotta
bad.
try it.
Yeah, that's like an extra snack McGriddle.
It was like appetizer.
Yeah, just in case.
So that was it. So I ate 3 McGriddles yesterday and then spent the rest of the day walking around like the Michelin Man.
Oh,
It was bad, but I can't do that anymore. Like if I would have died in my sleep last night, I would have went. I get it. I did it. It's my fault. But anyway, I'm back. And also, can I just tell you that I'm not the kind of guy where if I'm hurt, I don't go to the hospital or the doctor. I'm pretty good at taking care of anytime I feel uncomfortable. And last week, my arm and back were killing me so bad. But I didn't. It's not as easy as you can't. Like my doctor's not a. I don't know. What doctor would you go to for your arm and shoulder? You know what I mean?
orthopedic?
He's not an orthopedic doctor. He's not doesn't have that specialty in that area. You know. Plus, he lives in Sarasota, or he works in Sarasota. So finally, I couldn't take it anymore, and I hit him up on Sunday or Saturday, and I was like, "I'm dying, buddy. I'm dying. I can't. My pain level's at a 10. I can't. I'm miserable. I can't do anything." And I told him, and just over the phone, he was like, "Okay, we're gonna get you this for this, that for that, and this for that." And boom, I took it, and oh my God, I would say I'm 60% better already. Still hurts a little bit, but not nearly the pain that I was in this weekend.
At any point, did he prescribe you to go and get 3 McGriddles?
Oh.
If he did, that would have been the best planet that we could have lived on.
Mike, you need to get McDonald's stat.
Yeah, and take as much as you can. Do it like a Z-Pack. Take 6 the first day. I was just, I was really, really bad. Like Saturday night when I was talking to Jenny when we were at the Improv.
Yeah.
She could have just
Side splitters.
Yeah, sorry. I suppose she could have just stabbed me in the eyes, and it would have hurt less than.
Ugh.
I mean, I was like trying to move my arm and put it somewhere. I was just dying. But today I feel a lot better. So
Good.
Thank you to Dr. Matt, who
And
is
McGriddles.
awesome. Carmen, what you're doing is making me want to get McGriddles.
What?
Yeah, like yesterday, I was like, I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
And now all the talk, I'm like, well, maybe we should talk tomorrow.
Well, just don't go 3. Go like just 1.
Well, the good news is, not for you, Carmen,
Yeah.
but
Oh, you're getting breakfast.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Do you
must
remember
be
Bobby was talking
nice.
about the bread bandits?
Yeah.
They're bringing by breakfast this morning.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm happy for you guys. You guys are going to enjoy it. I'm glad I'm not there because if I was there, I would not be able to contain myself.
Yeah.
So it's good that I'm not near it.
You know who's not here?
Who?
Spanish.
Still?
Still.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
When-
I have to say that because people are going to be like, they didn't even talk about it. Like, they've listened to all 4 hours of the show. Yeah, Spanish is not here. I guess they're still figuring stuff out corporate-wise. And everybody, you know, that's hitting me up, I'm completely ignoring you because it has nothing to do with me. I'm just sitting here and waiting. It's actually Gio's decision. Gio, do you want Spanish to be fired or not? No, Joe, do you want to leave it on Joe? Put it on Joe.
Yeah.
All right.
He said, all right.
Oh, no, I said no.
Oh, wow.
I said, all right,
Like,
no.
that was quick.
No,
No
all right.
hesitation. All right.
No, I meant,
All
all
right.
right, I'll make a decision. No.
I mean, yes, you're fired. I mean, no.
Yeah, wait,
I mean,
what?
no, you're not.
Like-
You're not fired.
He's been thinking about it, just waiting for the question.
That's not true.
I feel like things are weird at Whore Island.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah?
A little.
Like
I-
what?
Well, I mean, you know, we've been talking for, you know.
When you come home, does he say, "Did they ask about me? Did
Oh.
they say anything about me?"
Yeah, I mean, you know, no. I think he asks if anyone misses him. You know,
Oh, no.
but you know,
You can
I
tell
mean, I
him
didn't like
yes.
him when he was here. I don't want to say I miss him.
yeah. Well, I don't know.
You
I mean-
say yes?
No,
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, because you don't have to sit with him every day.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
You guys miss him.
Who?
Spanish.
No. Oh, I like
Who?
which guys?
Mhm.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, I was saying before the show, you know, if something feels weird about today. No, I don't. Like, I'm being joking right now, but that's just what's happening. Sometimes you get caught up in that corporate world and HR and all that other stuff, and things just take their time. And
Yeah, that seems to be a slow process.
so,
He's
And a
doing
lot of
better,
people
though.
were out last week.
who was out?
Like John Brennan wasn't here.
Oh yeah, John. That's right. John was on vacation. HR was on vacation. So
Yeah.
I would imagine that if anything good or bad happens, it's going to happen this week. So I have not really talked to Spanish. Have you, Galvin?
No.
Carmen, have you?
I've
You'd be the go-to.
So I've texted with him, and it's more just me just giving him support, just trying to tell him to stay positive.
So wait, you
and,
text him and he texts you back?
Yeah, it usually takes some time though, and then
Right, that's my problem. I text him and he texts me back an hour and a half later,
the other
which is
day.
my number one gripe with him is that he doesn't respond to my calls or texts.
So on Friday, I may have made the joke a little too early. Now that I think about it,
Oh no.
But- well,
Did you say, hey, are you free this week?
no, on Friday I texted him. I was like, "Well, there's
If you're
no,
not going to be here, can I borrow your headphones?
no." I said, "No all corporate email yet." That's good news, right?
Oh,
And
you're
the-
making jokes?
Oh, wow.
And then, so after 5:00, he texted me. He was like, "Yeah, I guess." And like you said, I don't know. I was just trying to lighten the mood a little bit, just open up the door to say, "How you doing?" And he
Oh, man.
and he flow. So but again, like I said, that was like the last time I talked to him was that, and then
Wow.
Was
every
that
other
Friday?
day. That was Friday.
Okay.
But other than that, I was just busy this weekend. Like Saturday, Joe and I were out.
We were.
Yesterday,
How's that team working out now? That's usually you in Spanish, now you and
Right.
Pap.
it's good. It's good when
Yeah.
Joe doesn't drink.
Uh,
It's- yeah, I don't have to take care of
We
him.
got to babysit.
Hold it.
Did you
Wait
drink
a-
Saturday, Joe?
Of course not.
Okay.
No, but that's what
I
I'm saying. Like when he doesn't drink, it's really fun with Joe because I don't have to take care of him. Him and I are just taking pictures. We're
Yep.
dancing around, hanging
Having
out.
fun.
Yeah, and then
Saying
after.
hi to people.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
I gave him a ride afterwards, not all the way home, but
Just to the bridge and he swam the rest
Yeah.
of the way?
No.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Well, Christy was with, or Sugar Pants was with me, so we went to. Where'd you drop us off, Galvin? At the Denny's.
Yeah.
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 So that's where we went.
I dropped you off at the 7-Eleven.
No, I
he
love
dropped
the
you off at
Denny's.
Denny's.
Yeah,
We're-
no,
we're
the
talking-
Galvin didn't drop you off. I dropped
No,
you
no.
off.
When we went to a concert, Galvin dropped us
Oh.
off at Denny's
Oh,
when he was
okay.
heading north. So I'm like, perfect.
Oh,
so we
So
went
I
to
took him
Denny's.
back. Took him to Denny's.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We had a nice time. Yeah, it really was.
Oh, speaking of Denny's, Saturday night, or Friday night, I'm sorry, after the second show at Side Splitters, me, Bobby, KP Burke, and Joe Russell get in my car, and we want to try and find something to eat. And I say to Bobby, I think there's a Village Inn or an IHOP up there. He's like, "Oh, dude, can we get something else? Can we get something?" I go, "Yeah, but it's 10 to 1 in the morning. I don't know what you think you're going to get." And he goes, "How about Korean barbecue?" I go, "Oh, yeah, okay. You want to get Korean barbecue? You think that they're open at 10 to 1 a.m. on Dale Mabry and Carrollwood?" And he's like, "Dude, I got it right here, right here, right here." And I go, "It's not open." He goes, make a right." And I go, "I'm already going right. It's not open." And he calls up there, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing? We were thinking about coming there." "Oh, okay. Okay, thank you." They're closed. And I go, yeah,
Yeah.
I know they're closed, Bob. He goes, "All right, yeah, I hate your confidence." I go, "Okay, well, I've lived here for 30 years, and you're telling me now that there's
Right.
And
Asian
this isn't
barbecue?
New York.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So then he's like, "Well, what would it be?" I go, "Here's going to be your options. It's going to be fast food, McDonald's, Taco Bell. There's going to be Wawa if you want to go to Wawa.
Yeah.
Or
Wawa's
there's-
great.
Or there's going to be an IHOP and a Village Inn or Denny's or something along those lines.
And even they're wrapping things up.
Pretty much." And we're driving down Dale Mabry, and he goes, "Right here, I got it. Will you Chinese food?" I go, "There's no Chinese food place open at 1 o'clock in the morning." He goes, "2 Asian guys." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "It's a restaurant, and it's open till 5 a.m. And I went, "Listen to me. There's one restaurant over there that's going to be open, and it's La Teresita, and I don't feel like driving all the way out there to go to get that." And he was like, "Dude, 2 Asians. And I go, "Okay, Bob." I go, "You want to drive all the way to 2 Asians? We'll drive there just to find out that we're not going to eat there." And he goes, "Oh, dude, I'm telling you." And I go, "Okay, we'll bet. Do you know where 2 Asians was? It's a food truck, and it was in the parking lot of the Pink Pony."
Oh, yeah.
And I pulled up, and they only had 1 Asian in there. The other one was Puerto Rican. So it was
What?
false advertising for starters.
Did you get the food?
No. I didn't have a food truck in a strip club.
Why?
Because I
Taking
don't know. I
chances
don't want
there.
salmonella.
That's not how that works. The food trucks nowadays, that is the way to go, and it saves.
Okay,
And it
maybe
saves
if,
clubs like that, so they don't have to get the license and
Yeah.
put a food thing in.
maybe if there was a food truck somewhere that wasn't in a place that had, I don't know, crabs 30 feet away from it, I would think about it. I'm
Nah.
like, dude,
I'm telling
listen to me,
you, that
it
place was
wasn't.
bomb.
You tell me there's a food truck at the Penthouse Club, I'll take a shot at it. You tell me there's a food truck somewhere at the Dollhouse, I'll take a shot at it. You tell me there's one in the Pink Pony or in front of Mons Venus, there's no way that I'm going to either one of those.
But that's the thing. Those like you said, Penthouse, Dollhouse, those places both have their own steakhouse. Like you're
Yeah.
not eating at a food truck. No, but that's the difference.
The
That's why
difference
this
is
place.
they're a quality
Nah.
restaurant where you could eat in it.
All right, Mr. Three McGriddles, you're worried about quality of restaurants.
You know what restaurant I ate that in? My car.
Yeah. I'm telling you what. I'm going to two Asians. I'm telling you.
I had to shove 3 white ducks up your butt.
I'm telling you right now, that food truck was off the chain, and you missed out on
Okay.
some great food.
You know what? I'm fine with that.
Did you not realize this is the Pink Pony until you pulled up to the Pink
No,
Pony?
I said the minute we got on Hillsborough Avenue, I go, "This is in this is in Jack Shack City.
Yeah,
Where are we gonna do?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So we ended up going back to my first suggestion, IHOP. Thank you very much.
By the way, whenever you're eating there, I would imagine that this comes up a lot. Those aren't wontons. You know what I'm saying?
It was weird, and arguing with Bobby is worse than a wife. It's worse.
I mean, it's got 54 reviews.
Oh,
and
Gio, don't think he didn't read every one of them while we were.
Dude, listen to this one.
Yeah, we should have went to the Asian thing. Should have went to
Everyone's
the food truck.
great.
Should have went to
Yeah.
the food truck.
I told
Well,
you.
well, what are we gonna do? Then now we're just 4 lonely guys in a parking lot eating fried rice out of a styrofoam container.
No, you take them, you drop off the 2 people, whatever. You and Bobby go back, you eat it at your house.
Listen, the last thing I want to do is sit up at a table at 3:00 in the morning and stare at Bobby while he shovels fried rice into his
You
face.
don't sit at a table. That's you take it to bed. You wake up with fried rice all over your body.
Oh yeah, we were different people. We
I'll
were-
tell
You
you what
are
you get.
missing out.
You get the order, and then you come on down to the boner zone. Step right up to the front row. Enjoy your wontons.
I would have been persuaded to go into the Pink Pony for a little while
Yeah.
and then maybe
Yeah.
get some Asian food on the way out. But no one else suggested it, so I was like, all right, we'll just go home.
The first negative review says the workers were very nice, but the food was terrible. I guess the fact that it was located right outside of a strip club should have been the first red flag, but I didn't realize that until we arrived.
But in the defense of the 2 Asians, every other one of those reviews says it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's the one review that you're scrolling through. They're all like 4, 5 stars or above.
yeah, hilarious. Bobby's like, listen to me. I trust Yelp. I trust Yelp. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Yeah.
So that was my Friday. Then Saturday we listen to Saturday. Saturday's even worse. Saturday, Bobby says, why don't we order food to the club? This way, between shows, we could eat because we didn't eat dinner or anything. Because we got to the club like by 6:30. So I said, okay, cool, let's do that. So we decided we want Greek food. So in between shows, nobody's ordered the food. So I take my my phone, I find the restaurant, I order the food, I pay for it, and I ask Tom to go pick it up because it's right across the street from where we are. Tom calls me up. He's like, hey, boss. I go, what's up? He goes, this place is closed. I go, closed? I go, I already ordered it, and they said it would be ready in, whatever. So he goes, they closed at 9, and it's 9:20 now, and they said your order is for tomorrow. And I'm like, well, what do you think I ordered it? And I go, just tell them to cancel and refund my money. And the guy's like, you can't. You have to call back on Monday. We're already shut. I was like,
Monday.
Jesus.
I got a $50 Greek food order looming out there right now. I should
You're
have showed up
the
yesterday. But
worst.
like, give me my food.
Tell him to bring it this morning, Michael.
We got food this morning. We got
All right.
food. We got different food. So yeah, that was my experience with the food this week. Other than that, though, 5 sold out shows at Side Splitters. He killed it this weekend.
Yeah, it was great.
He's really, really funny. Like I told him, it's interesting how like I watched almost all 5 shows, most of the show, and I still laugh. Even though I know a joke is coming, I still laugh at it. Like I never understood when Ralphie would get on stage and people would yell things at him, and they'd be like, check for change in the payphone. And then Ralphie would do that bit, and I go, how do you already know it. How is it funny to you? But for some reason, it still comes across funny. Bobby has this joke about having sex with his 50-year-old wife, and he says that she leans back and puts her legs up as high as she can, and because she's 50 and she's not used to stretching, her feet start moving like a duck's feet underwater, and then he does this with it. Dude, his physical acts that go along with the comedy make me laugh so hard. I had a great time. I like Joe Russell too. Joe Russell and KP Burke are great to hang out with.
Yeah.
But they're both different funny comedians. It was a good time. Galvin came out on Saturday. I saw a bunch of listeners on all the nights, and it was definitely a fun time. I did a little make-em-ups Oh, you were there when I did the Mega
You
Bumps.
did a good job. You did a good
thank
job. Mike was funny, and he had a thing, like kind of ad lib thing that he did that was good with the crowd and stuff. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I figure the key is to get in and out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So you get one laugh, be like, well, good night, everybody. I
see you
killed.
later.
That's how it goes.
That's what they'll
That-
remember.
But then you know what I do? I go out and I sit at the bar with the bitter up and coming comics.
Oh,
and I just
yeah.
sit there and trash everybody with them. This kid, they're like you could tell that Cam probably sat there for a while, and then Cam got an AGT, and now he doesn't sit with the other comics. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying
Any of them like, hey, Galvin's not funny. I should be on your show.
a few of them.
Yeah,
few of
sure.
them. No,
Yeah.
nobody said. But no, I say they're bitter, but they didn't really act bitter. But I could tell, like they all sit in the same corner. They get one drink, and they just kind of sit there and stir the drink for a half hour and talk to each other. And I'm like, I know they're just trashing every other comic.
So what? But they're not even going up on stage.
I don't know if the idea is to hang out there for an opportunity to go up on stage, or if they just go to their home.
Networking.
Yeah,
like
or
in case
just-
someone doesn't show up or something.
it's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
It's like the
Go there,
hang if
out.
you're a comic, I guess.
Yeah, because they got really good, fun bartenders to hang out with.
They do.
By fun, I mean super smoking hot bartenders, and you go there and you just sit at that bar. But I just, I thought at first I was gonna get rejected from the comics corner because they were like, "Listen here, guy who just walks in and goes on stage." I know there's got to be a lot of hate there. Poor kids.
Yeah, but
I
they
get
probably
it.
also think number one morning show. He could do something for us. Hey,
Yeah, like, don't say it to his
face.
What's up, buddy? Yeah,
don't say it to
Oh,
his
yeah.
face. I'm sure there was a lot of that.
Like when
so.
you're on stage, they can hear you from the bar. They're like, "Oh, this guy."
Right. Oh, that joke again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you walk and you're like, "Hey guys," like, "Hey,
Great job, man.
Hey, you guys
Killed
can
it.
sit here. I'll be in my limo outside if you need me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just rubbing it in a little bit. Yes.
Chad, if this is kind of funny, Chad was at a comedy show this weekend.
Whoa.
Listen,
Whoa.
just listen.
How was Tom Segura?
Oh.
No, it was at Chamberlain High School, and they brought in this big like Indian comedian. I guess.
Do you know his name? There's some funny Indian comedians. We had one in here not too long ago.
I have a picture, but like
Is it because they used to be Chamberlain Chiefs?
no,
Oh,
not that kind of.
What do you get when you cross the road?
It wasn't Russell Peters, was it?
Hold on, oh come on, I have.
they
no
brought it in for the
service.
kids.
No, not for the kids.
Oh.
Like the Indian community. Or like I guess there's an Indian church around
Oh,
there.
they just
Yeah.
used the school.
And they just used the school, but so Chad was like the school administrator to like look after the place,
Right.
basically. But he said like he did the jokes like half in English, half in Indian, so he couldn't like really understand it. So he just basically sat on his computer the whole time. But I just thought it was so random. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
know, just
Comedy night at Chamberlain High School.
yeah,
That's interesting.
just very random.
How come
yeah.
you didn't go?
Because I was at McDenton's with Pap Pap.
How and then how was that? You guys, so you didn't drink at all, Joe?
No, I did not.
Didn't seem fun.
I don't buy it.
You don't buy it.
No.
No, he was. Listen, he was.
What you
on-
didn't see him drinking there at the
Yeah. No.
establishment.
He drank afterwards.
For sure.
I'm sure, but like while we were there, we were we were just having fun, taking pictures, meeting people because we had a lot of stuff to give away.
Right.
We had signed pucks, signed sticks, tickets to actually go to a Lightning game, tickets for concerts, Uber gift cards. We had like literally like probably
Wow.
15 prizes. So we were just really like talking to the people,
Very
hanging
nice.
out.
Very
Yep.
nice.
Constantly coming up. Every 15 minutes, we were giving something away.
Good. I
Yeah.
liked your pictures. I saw you guys were out there. Look solid.
Yeah, the lightning thunderbug was out there, which is a lightning bug.
Like
Did you confirm?
thunder.
Yeah, it is,
Pull his antennas.
it is confirmed. We took a picture with him.
Uh,
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh, and I got to tell you, these girls are courageous. A lot of white. A lot of white.
There was a lot of
What do
good
you mean?
people
What?
watching out there. Let me just say.
Like, like a lot of people were wearing like white skirts,
Oh,
white
and you're saying
shorts.
it's dangerous
White
for
shoes. When did that happen?
Yeah, white shoes. But I'm
Oh.
just thinking, like, on a Saturday night for St. Patty's Day, you're going out. You're gonna like. There was a couple people that were already a little drunk by the time we got there.
What if you step in a mud puddle?
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. But these girls were wearing like they looked like they were wearing like little white golfing skirts with like little green tube tops. They looked adorable, but I was like, that's not going to end up looking like that later on.
I didn't miss 1 ounce of St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Like I saw everybody posting pictures, and I was like, I don't have that in me at all anymore.
Carmen, is it weird that you had like all these young girls at the bar?
Yeah.
No, not at
And I'm
all.
here with my grandfather.
Yeah.
Not drinking.
No, I like talking to them because I can just see it. Like
The
I
young
can,
generation on the come up.
I can see it in their faces. I'm like, okay, this girl is gonna be the one who pukes tonight.
Yeah.
This girl is the one who's gonna get lost, and this girl takes care of everyone. I like being able to point out
Carmen's
who's
like
who.
Master Yoda now at these
Yeah.
things.
Because when she was younger, she was 2 out of 3 of those.
I was 3 out of 3.
Did you
Screw
see the guy who was getting sick next to the bathrooms?
Yep, that was
Oh,
Next
right
to
boy.
him. Couldn't quite get into the
Couldn't
bathroom.
quite make it.
What time was this?
And that was right when we were leaving
Yeah.
at
Like, what, 6?
7.
Yeah. 7
Oh,
o'clock.
that's
That
gonna
was
be a
at
long
7.
night.
Yeah, so he was done. So he had 2 girls taking care of him. So their nights were kind of shot. I saw about 5 breakups in the matter of 2 hours that we were there.
Oh yeah.
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 I
Yes,
saw
goodbye.
I saw one girl that I was about to tell her, leave him.
Oh, why?
He was like yelling at her.
She might have deserved it.
Yeah.
She might have been
No.
trying to cheer at a sports game.
She should listen more.
Oh my god, you guys.
There was a guy standing right in front of the bone tent, and he had like a full drink, and he was like staring off at these chicks and just pouring the drink very slowly at his feet. We're like, hey, you're dropping something.
Was that guy you?
No, that was not me. I was.
Joe hates to see the alcohol.
I
Uh,
was very
2
upset.
things. One, Carmen, you probably looked great standing next to Joe. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
They're like, look at this young broad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why'd she
and-
bring her dad?
And the comedian at Chamberlain was Alexander Babu.
Oh, Babu, I do recognize him.
You
I've
do?
seen him on TikTok before.
Okay.
Or whatever.
He's a comedian and singer.
But I guess it was packed house, 4-hour show,
Whoa.
and packed the whole time.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said he was doing the jokes in English and Indian, did you say?
He was switching through. I don't know what his native tongue was, but
Yeah.
Hindi.
Hindi.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Indian. Same. All right. Listen to me. It's Monday. Whether you like it or not, it's time to get up, get the day going. If you want to reach us, play Sporkle. The phone numbers are 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Mick Morris from Motley Crue, former Motley Crue guitar
Yeah.
player who got kicked out of the band, is joining us on the show today. To what limits we will find out. I'll explain that to you a little bit later on. We got a lot of things to get to and talk about, so let's take a break and come back and dive right in. Carmen will tell you what we have to give away this week for Sporkle. It's the Mike Calta Show, and that is happening next on 102.5 The Bone. We got a full board of phone calls. Carmen, what are we giving away today?
Okay, we have a bunch of stuff. So we have tickets for Busch Gardens, their food and wine festival.
That sounds
Bill-
like something to be up your alley.
Yeah, Bill Maher, Rays versus Jays, XFC 50, and Hailstorm.
All right, you got your choice of tickets. If you win a little game we call Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I believe Galvin won last time.
That is correct.
Are we
Correct.
trying to slay a streak here?
No,
Okay, good.
he's just one win.
One win. All right, Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, today we're going to play 3 hits, 1 artist, 1970s
Aw.
edition. So I'm going to give you 3 songs. You're going to give me the band or artist that performed these 3 songs.
Is Charlie Belger on the Spanish program? Still not on the air? I know he was on vacation.
Yeah, I think he's still.
Pretty solid vacation, Chuck.
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing Jen Epstein out at the farm an early morning. All right, I'm sorry. 3 hits.
3
and a
songs,
poops.
1 artist, 1970s. Your first one. The Joker, Fly Like
Steve
an
Miller Band.
Eagle, Mike. Sir Duke, You Are the
Stevie
Sunshine.
Stevie
Wonder.
Wonder.
Mike. Babe, Lady,
Sticks.
Mike. Joy to the World, Mama
Dog
Told
Night.
Me, Galvin. YMCA,
Village
In the
People.
Navy, Mike. Thank You, If You Want Me to Stay, Family Affair.
Slide
Slide
the
Family
Stone.
Stone. I knew it.
Mike?
I knew it as soon as you said thank you. Why didn't I say anything?
You're welcome.
Stupid.
Black Magic Woman,
Same
Evil
time.
Ways, Galvin.
I mean, this is just not.
Are you playing?
Are you playing Gio?
I wasn't born yet.
What? That's not true. What year were you born?
1980.
It is true.
It's true.
He knows when he was
My
born.
Miss You, Brown Sugar,
Rolling
Angie, Galvin. Tonight's the night. Maggie May.
Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
Mike. Feel like making love.
Bad Company.
The first time ever I saw your face, killing me softly
Damn it.
with his song.
That is
Linda
oh my
Ronstadt.
God, what is her name? Wait, what was it? Can you say them again?
Feel like making love. The first time ever I saw your face, killing me softly with his song.
Roberta Flack.
Oh, at the buzzer.
Not the Fugees. By the way, there's only one Feel Like Making Love, and
Yeah,
that's Bad
yeah,
Company.
that just threw me off too.
Dare,
Yeah.
how
That.
dare you?
Half point.
Nope, Mike gets a whole point. Crazy little thing called love.
Queen.
Galvin. 50 ways to leave your lover.
Paul Simon.
Mike. Have you ever been mellow? Hopelessly.
Olivia Newton-John.
Mike.
Love Tiger must be so proud.
Oh,
of her
yeah.
right
Yeah.
Shake your booty. I'm your boogeyman.
Whoa.
Get
Casey
down
and the Sunshine
tonight.
Band.
Galvin. Whole lot of love.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Mike.
That hurt a little.
Let's get it on.
Marvin Gaye.
Yay!
Hey! Rock with you.
Michael Jackson. Nope.
Jackson 5.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Geo.
You activated Geo.
Nights in White Satin. I'm just a singer. Question. Nights in White Satin. I'm just a singer. Question.
Oh, this is killing Joe.
Moody Blues.
Yeah,
Yes.
Moody Blues.
Thank God.
Galvin. Song sung blue.
Neil
You
Diamond.
don't. Mike. Heart of gold. Old
Neil
man.
Back.
What'd you say, Mike?
Neil Young.
Neil Young is what I was looking for. And Pep, we're halfway there.
Oh, that's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
It is. Spanish is not on the board. He has 0. Geo with 2. Galvin with 6. And Michael doubling that. He's
Oh,
your leader
wow.
with 12.
All right.
All right, your next one. These are 3 hits, 1 artist from the 1970s. Lay Down Sally, After Midnight.
Eric Clapton.
Mike. Dreams, Don't Stop.
Fleetwood Mac.
Mike. Hot Blooded, Cold as.
Corner.
I'm wearing
Galvin.
the shirt. I'm wearing the shirt. I look down.
I wish I would have got that just so I could. You're wearing the shirt.
My Sweet Lord, Give Me Love.
Yeah,
What is life?
ELO?
No, George Harrison.
Is
Mike?
I know
God.
that.
ABC.
Blood Jackson 5.
Mike. You've Got a Friend. How Sweet It Is.
James
James Taylor.
Taylor. Damn it.
Thank you for the assist.
Galvin. Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Jim Croce.
Mike. Heart of Gold. Old Man. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
clicked on the
Young.
wrong
Again.
one.
Scared me.
Nope.
Scared me.
No point. Sunshine on My Shoulders. I'm a Country Boy.
John Denver.
Rocky. Galvin. Crocodile Rock.
Elton
Benny
John.
and the Jets. Mike.
Elton John.
Hotel California.
Eagles.
Eagles is correct, Pap.
Michael.
Galvin.
Oh, yeah,
Galvin.
Thank you. Thank
Galvin.
you. Integrity.
It was close. It was close.
Yeah, but
You're
the
the
judge isn't even paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
No, terrible.
The
Oh,
worst.
it's the
It's clearly
point.
It was close.
everybody in the room knew it was me.
Yeah, it was Galvin by a mile.
Point Galvin.
A mile.
3 hits, 1 song, 1970s. Blackwater, What a Fool
Doobie
Believes.
Brothers.
Mike. Hot Stuff, Bad Girls, Last Dance.
Donna Summer.
Yep.
Mike. American Pie,
Don McLean. What other songs does he have?
Yep.
Vincent,
Uh-huh.
Dreidel.
Dreidel. That one?
You made me out
Yeah.
of play.
That was a good one.
Fame, Golden Years, Space Oddity.
Bowie.
Mike. Looking Out My Back Door, Traveling Band. Have you ever seen the rain?
Creedence.
CCR.
Yes, CCR, I will accept that. Galvin. Night Moves, still the same.
Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Galvin.
Jeez.
Love Will Keep Us Together, Muskrat Love.
Captain Seal.
Mike. And Pap. We're on the last 3.
What I got? Hit me.
Gio, you're up to 2 points.
All right.
Yeah.
Galvin has 12, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 23.
I was going to say, he had 12 before,
Right.
so.
Close,
Yeah.
Close.
Very close. All right, last three. Here we go. You're so vain. Nobody.
Simon.
Simon.
Mike. Close to you. Rainy days and Mondays. We've only just begun.
Carpenters.
Mike. And your last one. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
Cher.
Mike.
Fire today.
This guy listened to a lot of 70s hits.
What's that you singing?
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves, we hear it from the people of the town. They call us.
What?
She
Yeah.
she sang a song about because she was American Indian in the song, and that was it. You never heard that song?
It's a great song.
No.
Papa would have shot him if he knew what he'd done. Oh, yeah.
How'd I miss that?
This should be a song that segment Joe has to do. Sing one of the
I
songs.
love this
there.
song.
Oh yeah. Engine ass shaking. They had no problem doing that.
Isn't this in Boogie Nights?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's in some
But I'll
movie.
tell you, Cher that sang this song is hot. Cher, man. Oh
I mean,
my God.
Cher's still hot.
Yeah, no, I'll
And
give you
she's
that.
almost 80.
Yeah.
I
I'll give you
feel
that.
like.
But she was like so young and sexy, and then to look at her next to
Sonny
Sonny Bono,
Bono.
you're like, you ski-vots. Because he was just gross.
Your final score.
Oh, yeah.
Gio with a total of 2,
Thank you.
Galvin with 12, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 26.
Mistakes. I doubled your score. I took all the rules out.
yeah.
No rule.
Apparently. All right, it is time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
How about this? It says for Duquesne, the average cost after 8 is how much for the university?
Oh, I would have no idea. For a 4-year degree?
$34,000.
For the whole 4 years?
That's pretty good. Pay that out of pocket.
Yeah.
Don't have to do the loans and all that stuff. Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. You heard us talking earlier. We are very close to Celtic Cruise 17. Very excited about it. It's coming up on April 4th. If you need some new cruise shoes, stop into Pelt's. They have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Whether you need some deck shoes, you need some Hey Dudes, you need some Sperry's, you need some Birkenstocks. They have all the different styles and brands in there for you. Of course, you don't have to be going on the cruise. If you need some new shoes, stop in there. You need some athletic shoes, some boots, some heels. Well, they have them all right there ready to go for you. Stop into the Pelts today and make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. Some bad news from former President Donald Trump. He vowed on Saturday that there would be a bloodbath if he's not reelected in November. We have some audio of former President Donald Trump talking about this. Take a listen. Here he is.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to log into my Adobe.
Oh, my God. What are you doing? The worst.
You need a patch?
Listen to me. It's got to be a bloodbath. If I'm not elected again, Shane Gillis' Trump is so good.
He really does, though. The guy who does them on Saturday Night Live, Johnson.
Yeah,
whatever
he
his
does it
name is,
really well, too.
But he does the ramp up that Trump does, and Trump does it in here. He goes, "It's gonna be a blood." You know, he
Yeah.
does that where he does the "It's gonna be a bloodbath." If I'm not.
So a guy that I know played golf, I assume, down at Mar-a-Lago this weekend.
Oh yeah.
He is friends with Trump, and he won the tournament or whatever they were playing yesterday. And this is the best. He's got a video. I don't want. It's on his private Facebook, so I don't want to play it. But it's a video of him and Trump together, and he's holding the plaque. And Trump goes, "I want to say congratulations to this guy. He did a great job. He's a great golfer. Not the best on the course. I'm the best on the course, but he's pretty good." Could not give him the credit without
That's
taking a little bit of credit.
hilarious.
And then he goes on to say, congratulations. Maybe you get most improved. I don't know. Most improved play. And he wasn't even joking about it. He's like, he did great today. Not the best. I'm the best, but he's pretty good. That is so funny.
Well, these comments came at a rally in Dayton, Ohio, as Trump discussed the possibility of an increasing trade war with China over auto manufacturing. The rally was intended to get out the vote for Republican Senate candidate Bernie Moreno, whom Trump endorsed in December ahead of Ohio's primary on Tuesday. Carmen, do you have the audio?
I'm still trying to log in. Like, I'm getting all these codes and stuff.
Oh, I had a problem with my computer this morning, too.
Yeah. It's like, it's not letting me sign into Adobe.
Did you order the
It
code
kicked me
red?
off.
Did you order the code red?
I don't like the way you say Adobe.
Adobe?
Adobe.
Adobe.
Like my
What's-
wife can't say Vanguard. She says Vanguard.
What's the other shoes, Carmen? Not Nike, but
Adidas.
that's the right. That's
I know.
the proper way.
Is it
I know.
really?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you say it wrong, idiot. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, oh,
I say Adidas.
Oh,
you do?
Yeah, I thought that was the right way.
Adidas.
Adidas.
Not Adidas. Adidas.
Adidas.
Those German shoes.
Uh-huh.
My wife is like, I had to open up the Vanguard the other day. I go, what? And she's like, the Vanguard. I go, I can't talk to you till you say it right. She's like, Vanguard. And I go, okay, thank you. That's how
You're
you
just
say
a
it.
jerk.
It's not
Get
Van Halen.
over
It's not Van
it.
Halen. It's one word, Vanguard.
Yeah.
Vanguard.
I'm,
Listen.
I still can't sign in.
This is
Like,
me
it's-
stalling.
I don't like whenever people say cement.
Oh.
Cement. Or listen, if you say harassment, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Oh, yeah.
If you say harassment, I'm gonna harass you.
If you say cement, it seems like you're mixing something other than water in
Yeah.
that. What that's saying.
What are we gonna do, Carmen? Can you call Cernak in there because I have more
I got-
audio stuff.
Yeah. No, I can do it. I just have to go down a different channel now because you have to go through this one, and when this doesn't work, you go through the backup. I will get
This is
it.
a fully functioning FM radio station, the most listened to morning show in the state of Florida, and we can't even get our goddamn computers working.
Somebody
It's
mess
just
with
this-
it on the weekends.
No, it's just the sign in, so I had to log into a different room, and you can only be logged into 2 Adobes at a time.
It's Adobe.
So I had to log out. So it kicked me out of this one, the main
Gotcha,
one here, and
gotcha.
so I'm just trying to log back in.
You
Which
could be trying to hack the universe, and they can't have that.
Well, speaking of people that are running for president, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. plans to announce, not Aaron Rodgers,
Oh, what?
Nicole Shanahan, a California-based attorney and entrepreneur, as his running mate, with an announcement planned on March 26th in Oakland. Well, you
He's
know what?
done.
Yeah, but she's got a lot of experience. Oh no, yeah,
Like,
that's-
like if you want to be taken seriously, you need to come with something strong. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was the dumbest thing, but he wasn't being serious about that. But that's just, you got to come strong with something that go, oh, that's actually a good team.
But even him joking about Rodgers and Jesse Ventura was a bad. You know what I mean?
Got everybody talking about him.
Yeah, but it also got people going, oh, this kook. Come on,
Yeah.
what are we
What
doing?
they do his
'Cause-
voice.
Because I like him.
Come on, this kook.
Yeah, so Rodgers is out of the running, I guess. So he's going to stick to quarterback.
Back to
And,
the Jets, I guess.
But here's the thing. This is what sealed McCain's fate is when McCain took Sarah Palin. And nobody knew, like, why the governor of Alaska? What has she done? And why
Yeah.
it was just trying to find somebody to fill that role. And this guy could have picked 100 other better people to do
Yes,
that.
but talk about people talking about you. When he got Palin, people were talking for sure.
It ruined his chance to be
Yeah.
president because they didn't vet her. She didn't know what she was talking about.
I can see Russia from my house.
yeah, it was great until she spoke, and then it was like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is not good.
Actually, her speaking wasn't even so bad. It was just the things she said.
Right,
you know,
right.
Right. Because she had people on her side, and when she was talking about being a hockey mom
Yeah.
and da-da-da-da-da, people were like, oh, my God. And then she said she could see Russia from her house, and
Yeah.
they're like, wait a second. We can't do
I
this.
mean, obviously, even if she said that metaphorically, like Russia's breathing down her necks, I could see her rushing from my house. And I'm very close. You know, I can see that. But it was so many other dumb
Yeah,
things
there
she
was a
said.
lot of stuff
She was
she had
saying,
no-
talking about how we had a really good relationship with the Queen, which has made us have such a strong ally in Great Britain. And, you know, like she didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah, she didn't understand policy. She didn't understand any of that stuff, yeah.
And I don't either. I'm not saying what a dummy. It's just
No,
that
but if
that's
you're
a
going to be
person-
vice president,
you're
certainly
one step
should.
away from being the most powerful person in
Yeah.
the world.
I got to tell you, Kamala Harris doesn't know a lot either.
No, but I think she's way more comfortable in that office than Sarah Palin ever would have been.
Have you ever heard her answer any question? She just talks in circles.
Yeah, but I think that once you have that job, you're taught to talk in circles because
But I
everything you
think-
put down in fact comes
Say
back to bite
something
you in the
without
ass.
saying nothing.
By the way,
Kind of thing.
I think, and this goes for probably 90% of the people who are in political positions, have no idea. Like, if you gave them a
No.
standard test and tested all the different people that are congressmen and
Oh, sure.
senators and vice president and president, all that, they would fail miserably.
Oh, we elect a lot of idiots.
I don't know. I don't know how we don't. I don't know how we don't have tests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's wild.
If you've got enough money, you can run a campaign and you'll get elected.
Yeah. Carmen, do you have audio?
Let me try it
Oh, boy.
a different way.
Oh man.
We thought you were trying a different way.
I am, but I'm trying it a third way.
Oh,
just,
my God.
Just I'm trying to do it with all Adobe. Okay.
If this
Which one
doesn't
do you-
work, you have to Do all the voices yourself.
Okay, which one do you need, Galvin?
I need the Pasco deputy, the shooting.
Sat?
What?
Well, they're labeled. Can you just tell me the name of the one that you need?
Oh, shot. Yeah.
Oh, shot. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Shots,
right.
shots.
You cannot play the unedited audio, though.
I'm just pulling up the audio that you sent me.
Okay.
And I
Boy.
pulled it up through a different channel.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I love
Okay.
your channels.
No, I don't know what's going on. A Pasco deputy fatally shot a 40-year-old man after a fight inside a moving vehicle near Hudson on Saturday evening. Authorities identified the man Sunday morning as Paul Smith, who is 40 years old. Sheriff's office identified the deputy as Christopher Howell. Authorities would not immediately release further information about Howell. Pasco records show several criminal convictions against Paul Smith in that county, including battery and drug charges. Smith was convicted in 2019 of fleeing law enforcement by car, aggravated assault on law enforcement, and hit and run, and served 3 years in state prison for that. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement, which helps agencies investigate incidents where officers use force, were on scene Saturday night, and the investigating is still going on and stuff. But it is a wild video and audio, so we have it on Bo TV. We have some audio here.
I don't quite understand this. As you're listening, the deputy goes to the vehicle. The guy is seated in the vehicle, and the deputy is trying to get him out of the car. And then the guy starts the car. The deputy jumps in and is trying to get him to stop the car, as you'll hear, and tases him. Who are these people that are so immune to the taser?
Math and all kind of stuff.
At one point, he gets him to the side, and at one point he puts the taser right to his neck.
Yeah.
And the guy still won't stop.
Still driving.
Yeah.
I've been hit with the taser before in a very, very, very quick, light thing, and it sends those volts through your body, and it makes my nose hair stood up.
The little ass cattle prod thing we have,
Yeah.
that hurts like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, but now imagine you've been up for 3 days. And I'm not saying that this guy was. I don't know. But I'm saying a criminal out there up for 3 days on meth or angel
Adrenaline's
dust or
going.
whatever. Yeah. The taser probably gave him more energy.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, it gives me power.
Oh,
And then you'll
jeez.
hear, and this is interesting because you'll hear the fear in this police officer's voice. And it's not fear that he's really necessarily going to get hurt. It's fear that he does not want to shoot this guy.
Yeah,
it's
but
kinda
he has
sad.
no choice. But it's a good thing for people to listen to who are always so quick to judge about the police shooting somebody else. This is what it comes down to. It comes down to their lives or this guy's life, and this guy's trying so hard to not take this guy's life.
Also, listen how many times the deputy says, get out of the car.
Please.
Yeah, it's
still
unbelievable.
using the word please. Listen to this.
Here we go.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Paul. Jeff. Hey, can you step out of the car, please? Step out of the car now. What's the matter? Step out of the car. Step out of the car. What's going on? What's the problem? Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car!
The guy's driving now. Taser.
Taser.
Now! Get out of the car! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Out of
It's right to the neck.
What are you doing? Get out! Oh my God, get out! Shot! Get out, please, get out! No! You're gonna get shot. You better stop. Stop the car now. You're gonna get shot. Stop the car. You're gonna get shot. Stop the car. You're gonna get shot. You go to. Ah! What are you doing? Get out of the car! All right, stop. Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
I can only imagine that guy had warrants and was like, I'm not going back.
Yeah, by the way, he said it 20 times
Yeah.
in different ways. Please.
Please,
And then,
yeah.
Yeah, and then also told him he was going to get shot if he didn't stop probably like 4 or 5 times.
I mean, this seems to be.
You can hear the tires screeching and
Yeah.
stuff, like he's driving crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel awful for that police officer who was probably in fear of his life and the lives of other people that might have been in this guy's way as he's trying to stop him. And it's very hectic. It's very, and then now he has to live with taking that guy's life.
And this guy also had battery and drug charges before, and in 2019 was convicted of fleeing law enforcement by car, aggravated assault on law enforcement, and hit and run.
Which he knew because he walked into the car talking to the guy by his first name.
Right, yeah.
So he clearly ran his record and knew who he was dealing with. He may have even been a known, criminal in the area. And this guy just decided today this day he wasn't going back to jail. It's awful. It's awful. And I can tell you, that body cam has been the best thing, I think, because it prevents bad officers from doing bad things, and it keeps good officers in a good light when everybody's so quick to jump all over the police these days.
Most amazing technology to me is some of the things that the police have. I always thought it was funny that the police have all this radar, and they have the helicopter, and they have all this different stuff to catch you like speeding or doing it. All we have is the flash of lights.
Yeah.
Us as civilians were like, hey, there's a cop up there.
Yeah.
No, but the fact that whenever you call 911, it is already recording before you connect or anything. It's already recording. The body cams, whenever they turn them on, it's already recording 30 seconds before you turn the body cam on. Because the body cam's, I guess, always on. And then when you engage it, it goes back to like 30 seconds, which is wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's awful. It's awful for both of them. You got one guy dead, one guy who had to kill him.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the option is. Like, people, if anybody would say, well, you could have just shot him in the leg. Well, okay. I don't know where he shot him or what he did, but he gave him plenty of opportunity. He said, I'm going to shoot you. Don't make me shoot you. Terrible. Terrible situation. Glad they were both white.
Changing gears, the Chicago Bears traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday night. That clears way for them to draft quarterback with number 1 pick overall, perhaps USC's Caleb Williams. You think he's going to be number 1 overall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to pick another
Young
quarterback,
yeah.
and then they have Russell Wilson for a year, and then they have Justin Fields now.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the Bears picking another quarterback. Yeah, so the Steelers have Russell Wilson, who will be the starter.
Right.
And then Justin Fields comes in. But the Bears received a 2025 sixth-round pick that could potentially become a fourth-round pick if he gets 51% of the snaps this season.
Yeah. So he Russell Wilson hangs out for that year, and either they let Justin Fields go or they say, work under Russell Wilson for a couple of years, and then, if he has a great year next year.
Right, all depending on how it goes with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is almost in the exact, Gio and I were talking about it, almost the exact same situation that Baker Mayfield was coming to the Bucs.
Right.
He's a quarterback who's a pro, who's been in the league, but he has to prove himself. He's got the 1-year contract. If he proves himself and winds up getting a 3-year deal or something like that with the Steelers are always a winning team, but we haven't won a playoff game in quite some time. So it can only go better or worse, hopefully better, with a better quarterback. We got 2 quarterbacks that are better than the 3 quarterbacks we had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we got Russell Wilson for $1 million, and we got Justin Fields for a trade.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't pass that up.
If I'm a Steelers fan, I'm ecstatic right now.
Yeah,
I'm very excited because
they needed to make a huge change.
And it did not look like they had Trubisky and Rudolph and Pickett. That kid doesn't look like he was going to work out. Now you've got 2 guys that were starting last year in the league as year 1 and 2.
Justin Fields was what, 11th overall pick?
Yeah,
I
he's
think?
good. He's
he was
good.
with the Bears. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, and he's only been in the league 3 years. Like, he's very, very young.
Yeah, he's still on his rookie contract.
He's got a massive, massive upside still. It's not locked that he's going to be a bust. I think the Bears are just a horrible team, and they're the new Browns.
Plus, the Steelers are making all kind of moves, picking up all kind of great people.
And they already won like 8. What did they win? 9 games this year?
Yeah,
With a horrible quarterback.
Right, exactly. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you made me forget now. What was I say?
They were all gay.
No, that wasn't it. That was more about you.
What? I did notice that you signed your contract with the because you said we got a quarterback. I didn't realize you signed with the team.
Oh,
this
you've
weekend.
never said that about the Bucks after you switched from being a Giants fan.
Giants fan.
God forbid I was a lady,
Ravens fan.
a lady talking about sports. That's what I was gonna say. Was Kenny Pickett when they got Russell Wilson? He was like, I'm not gonna be a backup, and then went to the Eagles. What do you think you're gonna be doing there? You're not starting with the Eagles, buddy.
He was. I read that he requested to get the hell out of there right away. But whatever. Beat it.
See you later.
You're not going to replace Jalen Hurts. Like,
Yeah.
he's like a top 5 QB in the league.
Didn't they almost go to the Super Bowl last
Yeah.
year, and we're in the Super Bowl? Yeah.
If
it's
you're
crazy.
a Steelers fan, I think you're getting that's a great trade. The Caleb Williams guy, he's coming out. They don't know. You don't know that he's going to be good.
But he's already got a bad reputation for being mental, isn't he?
He's kind of a douche.
Yeah.
You know, he's the guy that was jumping into his mom's arms, crying after the game.
Right.
You know, and there's the rumors that he only wanted to go to certain teams and he wanted a percentage of the team. It just seems like a lot of diva type stuff. So
Well,
we'll
we'll
see.
see.
Listen,
See
I'm
what
always
happens.
right when it comes to football.
Yeah.
So
Oh, absolutely.
if I say he
Sure.
stinks, he's going to be like the MVP of the league next year.
How about this? Someone in Minnesota told cops that there was a guy walking down the side of the road with a shotgun and that he tried to hide it whenever they drove by.
Right.
So cops went down there, investigated. Turned out the guy just had a walking stick. He only tried to hide it because he was embarrassed because he was playing air guitar with it. They're like, he's got a shotgun. This guy gets blasted because he's got a walking stick.
Also not illegal to walk. Oh, maybe in Minnesota. I don't know. Walk around with a shotgun.
Yeah, well, I've seen those people that do that where they walk around with whatever gun to draw the cops so they can talk to them
that's
about
a
it
waste
and
of time.
do all that stuff. A man sued an airline after they lost his luggage, which was filled with crab meat, which led to it spoiling. A court ruled that they owe him $800, even though he wasn't supposed to have perishable items in his luggage. The court said, quote, if an airline accepts a checked bag, then it assumes liability, even if the airline has not agreed to transport certain items.
Okay. On a side note to that, do you know what cooey is?
Cooey.
Cooey? Anybody?
No.
I follow this account on Instagram that is just like Border Patrol, customs agents at the airport dealing with people that come in from other countries trying to find out who's transferring drugs and all that. They had one guy who was very, very fidgety and nervous, and they said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in a room. We're going to x-ray your belly, and if you have nothing in your belly, you can go. But if you have balloons in there with heroin in there, you tell us now because he goes, we'll wait until you pass them. And he's like, in the meantime, it's very dangerous for you to have them in your
Sure,
belly.
Yeah, if they
And
rip
this guy
open.
was sweating it out.
Yeah.
They brought him in and x-rayed his belly. Nothing. He didn't have anything. So they don't really know. They're kind of just sizing you up. This guy, do you have any meats or vegetables or plants or anything? You're back. No. And he opens up their bag, and it's just filled with Tupperwares with cooey inside. Cooey looks like a big chicken breast, cooked chicken breast.
Okay.
And he's like, what's this? He's like, cooey. He's like, cooey. Opens it up, opens another cooey. Yeah. Opens another bag, more cooey. He's like, more cooey. Family loves cooey. He's like, okay. Cooey is guinea pig.
Oh.
Yeah, and he had 3 suitcases full of guinea pigs. And what you find out is you can get them, you can take them back if they're cooked. You can't take raw cooey back.
Really?
So he had to fry them and then take them back. He's like, my family loves cooey. And
Do you know
he's-
where this guy was from or not?
I don't remember.
Where
It was
they're
South
eating
America
cooey?
somewhere. Yeah. Ugh.
Does it taste
Cooey.
like bacon?
I didn't taste it, I wasn't there. But this guy had a lot of it. And I have to tell you, even if it was chicken cutlets, I still don't think I'd eat it. It's just the fact that it was sitting in his luggage.
Suitcase.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't think so. Today, this is something I think everybody loves. Today is National Sloppy Joe Day.
Oh,
Sloppy
Oh,
Joe,
yeah.
sloppy Joe. Yeah.
Sloppy
What
Joe's good.
What do you put on your sloppy joe?
nothing.
Oh, really? I was always a mustard fan.
Yeah.
A little, yeah.
I've
You
seen
toast.
people do that.
My grandma, she toasts the bun, a little mustard, and then the sloppy joe. It gives it a little tang.
You can do a little cheese and onions
yeah.
on there or whatever. But yeah, mostly just Sloppy Joe is.
Can't tell you though, when I've eaten sloppy Joe only at high school or grade school,
Yeah.
and they would serve it on a hamburger bun, but they'd put
Yeah.
the bottom of the bun, ice cream, scoop it on,
Mhm.
then put the next to the bun, and I could never bring myself to make a sandwich and eat it like the sandwich.
What would you do? Just eat it off the
eat
bun?
it off the bun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. The idea of picking up that sandwich and eating it grosses me out, even though it's not gross. I have no idea. It's just definitely a mental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
you
certain-
don't like your hands dirty.
I don't like it dripping down my face for sure. Yeah, it's.
I mean, sloppy's in the title.
I mean, it is.
I know,
Yeah.
and I am sloppy in every other aspect of my life, except when it comes to eating. I can't. I hate making a mess. Isn't that weird?
Sloppy Joe over here, Crappy Joe.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I mean, doesn't seem fair.
Yeah. So what, manwich?
Manwich?
Manwich.
Manwich.
Yeah.
So they kind of just said, "Hey, we'll put it in a can," right?
I don't
Is it
know.
in a can or a jar?
I thought
Does
it
it
was
have
a
meat
bag.
in it
it's
already?
not the meat.
It's just the
the
sauce?
sauce.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you get your own meat and then you
Gotcha.
add that to it.
So you just ground beef and then put that in there.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, what is the sauce usually? It's like ketchup.
It's like a tomato,
Worcestershire.
vinegar. I think maybe a little brown sugar in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never made it. My grandma makes the best sloppy joes.
Sloppy
I think- I'm
Joe,
sure everyone
sloppy,
thinks that.
sloppy Joe,
Is she from
yeah.
Michigan?
Yes.
Yeah, the mustard. I think that's a Michigan thing.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It is. I like, but that's also how I like my hot dogs. Just mustard.
Oh yeah.
So when you make a brisket, you have to. One of the things you could do is put as a binder mustard on it. So you cover the whole brisket in
Yeah.
mustard, then put the seasoning on it, then let it
Little
sit.
stick.
And a lot of people wear big barbecue gloves. I do not. I am usually in my own kitchen doing it there, preparing it. So I'll just use my bare hands and I'll wash my hands, the mustard off.
Right.
Then for the next
Oh,
24
yeah.
hours, my hands smell
Oh,
delicious. I
yeah.
want to eat them while
Yeah.
I'm sleeping.
Carmen, this says ketchup, brown sugar, tomato paste, chili powder, garlic, dry mustard, a little Tabasco, and I can't even say it. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, I did it.
Or just
Listen.
say Debbie sauce.
I'm gonna make some. I'm making some.
Do it,
Do it.
sloppy
Carmen.
joes.
Yeah,
I
Today's
love sloppy Joe.
It sounds
National
so
Sloppy Joe
good.
Day. How about this? Gio, I think this may be right up your alley. Pizza flavored beer is on the way.
Oh.
Any interest?
No.
New Belgium partnered with frozen pizza brand Tombstone for it. You can sign up to win some at VoodooRanger.com.
Oh, I love
They're
Voodoo
going to
Ranger.
start selling 4-packs next month for $50.
Whoa.
Yeah, $50 for a 4-pack of pizza beer.
Has anyone seen the new pizza bites from Little Caesars?
No,
No.
what do they have?
So they look. It almost looks like bagel bites, but
Mhm.
like full size bagels, and they
Oh,
come
yeah.
in fours.
Is it
So
the
they're
size of a pizza though?
No, well, it looks like a pizza, but it's like the size of a bagel. It
Oh.
looks like, and it comes in fours.
I saw
So
the video or the commercial and it looked like like a bagel the size of like a small pizza. And I thought that looks
Yeah,
great.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I love a little pizza bagel.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Is it thicker or
Yes. Yeah. So it's almost on. It would almost kind of be like a jet, like a 4-corner,
right?
but they're like individual. Like they're all like their own little circles.
Okay, I'm looking at it. Okay,
Yeah.
so it almost looks like a quiche.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Pizza quiche.
And
you
then
get
it's
4
it's
of them.
it's stuffed inside, so you have like the pepperoni and stuff inside of it. Oh, that looks interesting. Yeah.
Nah, stay in your lane, Little Caesars.
Oh,
Just be the cheap pie.
Little Caesars is great. Yeah,
Little
listen.
Caesars know what they're doing. They're like,
Yeah.
we got lockers full of pizzas. You can just come in and get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. I like that. That looks pretty good. Looks like a quiche almost. Pepperoni.
They look like little
Starving.
egg bites like from
Right?
Yeah,
Starbucks.
a little bit. Speaking of eating stuff, this site, Eat This, Not That. Has anybody visited that at all?
Not recently, but I've done that before.
So they rank the 25 unhealthiest drinks on the planet. Okay, so they rank them on how much sugar they have, and you actually might be drinking a few of these thinking that they're healthy.
So they'll show you a picture of something, and then they'll give you the option to something similar to that, but way healthier.
yeah. So what do you think some of the most unhealthy drinks that are out there that people are drinking?
I mean, clearly we know soda.
yeah, but specific things.
I'm
Oh,
thinking-
I'd say like
Coke.
Monster, Red Bull.
Monster Energy drink comes in at number 3. It has 54 grams of sugar in it. Yeah.
I'm sure some of these frappuccinos at Starbucks that people drink.
Let's see. The none of those are on the top 10. I can tell you, Mike, that you said soda.
Diet Coke or soda.
Number 7 is Mountain Dew
Oh, yeah.
with 46 grams. Number 9 is Barks Root Beer with 44 grams.
Okay.
Okay, so those are the only 2
I believe
sodas
you
on
have no
there.
excuse on the Barks root beer because I have sugar-free root beer,
Yeah,
and it
it's so
tastes
good.
so good.
Gio, I'm sorry I missed this. You're correct. Starbucks Frappuccino has 47 grams.
Yeah.
Comes in at number 6.
They're crazy.
Yeah, number 6 on that.
So good.
Number 10 is the Arizona green tea. You think,
Yeah,
green tea?
green
Oh,
tea.
Oh, no, I drink that all the time.
42 grams of sugar.
Oh,
That's
no.
11
Wash
less
it down
grams.
your double Big Macs with
This
it.
is where I went wrong.
It's only 11 less grams than their sweet tea, which is still a lot. Pepsi is next.
it
at
said it had
41.
honey in it.
Nope.
Damn it.
Yeah, honey is sugar.
Number 9 was Barks. Number 8 is Welch's grape juice. Really, almost any juice is all
Juice,
sugar.
sugar, yeah.
44 grams. Let's see, Mountain Dew, Starbucks. Number 5, Naked Green Machine. Now, you've seen those, the little
Yeah.
bottles. That
I
are,
don't know what that is.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
I think
They're
they have it
good.
like Publix, whatever. But it looks like a one
Oh,
of the-
like the little naked juices?
Juice.
Yeah.
yeah, which is 53 grams of sugar.
Wow.
You grab that thinking, oh, this is healthy. It's
Right.
like a green,
No frills
like
bottle.
an AG1 or something. Number 4 was Arizona sweet tea, so it's only a little bit above the other one.
I am not going to drink any more green
No
tea
more,
before,
no
You're
more
a
green
liar.
teas, no more green juices.
before the cruise.
What about the Diet Cokes? You gonna give those up too?
You got to put everything out. You got to put everything out there.
That's why. That's right. He's Crappy Joe.
Yeah.
Crap it, Joe. Crap it, Joe.
Put all my business out there. Why don't you?
Well, you know.
Number 3 was Monster Energy drink. Number 2 is both of them by the same brand. By the same brand. We have not mentioned them yet.
Is it a soda?
It is not a soda. They're both juices. And
Cranberry?
I'm going to tell you, you think that they're healthy. No, the specific brand.
Snapple. V8.
No,
Oh.
V8's great.
Yeah, but it's V8's just a sodium, iron sodium, right?
Yeah, but you can get the low sodium.
I feel like Gatorade's not healthy.
No, Gatorade's not in there.
Oh.
By the way, I love Gatorade Zero. This, number 1 and number 2, are made by Naked. Naked Blue Machine Juice has 55 grams, and then Naked Mighty Mango Juice has 57 grams of sugar.
Wow.
It looks healthy, though, because it's usually in, like, kind of the healthy section and stuff. But, yeah, it's not healthy at all. It has a ton of sugar in it.
They make the packaging look healthy,
Right.
And then you're like, oh, I'm making smart choices.
Well, wasn't Honest that Jessica Alba she owns
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
Honest? Wasn't that like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
not
As
good.
good.
for-
Yeah, they were saying
Not
it's
very
all
honest.
organic and
Right.
stuff like that, and then come to find out,
You
it's
got to look
just
at
as
the
bad.
ingredients.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. Sugar, man. Sugar is a killer for sure.
Love it.
How about this? Catcher inside a hospital.
I heard this.
20-year-old bad baby has given birth to a baby.
What?
Yeah, 20-year-old.
I didn't even realize she was pregnant.
Her and her
Yeah.
boyfriend, Lee Vaughn's first child. There is a picture of bad baby with her baby. Baby with a baby. Well, there's her pregnant. Yeah. But then they had the baby. She's only 20.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but she's also worth like $50 million.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like she's not going to be able to take care of the baby or anything like that. It's just, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be great if she's like, listen, parents, I'm sorry I embarrassed you, but we got $50 million now.
Yeah.
Well, you'll never hear from me publicly again.
When all those dudes rushed to join her OnlyFans on her 18th birthday, that
Yeah.
was weird. that was creepy, man.
And she doesn't even get naked.
No.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Does
she's
not
just in her
even get-
bathing suits.
She does not even get naked. That's wild. Her and who else was some of the other ones that aren't getting naked on there that are making a ton of money?
Oh,
And you're
but
like,
hold on a second.
Bella, whatever, the redhead.
Bella.
Yeah, you like her. She used to be a Disney Bella. She's
Thorne?
crazy.
Oh, Bella Thorne.
Thorne.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah,
wasn't
Bella
getting
Thorne.
naked.
Right.
No, but you know who did Drea De Matteo from Sopranos?
Yeah.
Did you see the shoot she did with Carmen Electra on her OnlyFans?
No.
It was hot.
Yeah.
There was a nipple
not-
flying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a nipple flying every once in a while, but a lot of them like almost making out kind of things. Yeah, that's pretty hot. I'm
Huh?
not paying for it, but
Yeah.
it was good to look at.
But yeah, I
once.
don't think she gets naked either.
No, but she's a dirty hoe anyway. So,
Right.
Yeah,
What?
she is. She admitted it on the show. First time we had her on, I was like, oh. I met you before we made out at this club, whatever, and she's like, "Oh my God, did we?" She didn't go.
Mhm.
There's no way.
Right.
She was like, "Did we?" I go, "Yeah, it was awesome." And she
Oh,
was like,
no.
"Oh," and I'm like, "I'm just kidding."
Or maybe she was just playing with you?
No, she's kind of chick who's made out. She loves dirty, skanky tattoo guys. Like she's just at that level. No, that's not a negative. That's just how she is.
I never saw her in anything besides Sopranos. Did she ever?
Oh, she was on Sons of Anarchy too.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
she was
right.
on
Big part.
Joey, the show After Friends with
Yeah, I never saw that.
yeah, she was his
Matt
sister
LeBlanc.
on there. Yeah, Matt LeBlanc. I remember Laura Prepon from
Oh, yeah.
that '70s show. I think we caught her right in the middle of something.
Uh-huh.
We
Yeah.
talked to her and like something was going on.
She had
was
a girl over. or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
In
Oh.
her bed. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
because that's when because she was filming Orange is the New Black, where she plays like a lesbian
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and so I think it was
She
kind
was
of
trying
like,
it out for the role.
Yeah, she was doing
Yeah.
research, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's method acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bad Baby, you were saying she's got $50 million. You know who could use $50 million?
I do.
Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars recently entered the 9th year of his residency at Park MGM in Las Vegas, which he extended with 12 shows taking place throughout 2024. But if you believe the news from News Nation, part of the reason Mars' residency has lasted for so long is because he owes them a ton of gambling debt. He owes millions to MGM from gambling, an unnamed source told News Nation. MGM basically owns him. The source estimated that Mars owes as much as $50 million to MGM.
Yeah.
He reportedly takes in $90 million annually as part of his deal with the casino, but after taxes, he's just barely covering the money that he owes.
But he does have. I looked it up yesterday. His net worth has him at $125 million.
Yeah.
So if he's got the money and he owes the $50 million and they're paying him $90 million, he's still making $40 million a year.
Well, so
But-
he's not making any money, basically. He's living off of what he's made, and he's basically just performing to be able
Yeah,
to gamble.
because that's what they're saying with the $90 million after taxes and all
taxes.
this and that, whatever. He's barely, he's making a
Yeah.
little bit more than $50 million, but
So
not
he's
much.
bringing in like $10 million a year from doing this.
And I
But
think it's like Jay Leno. He's just using his MGM money to gamble.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and I mean they, have a line of credit for him and do all that stuff. But
does he do? Does he do other stuff? Like, can he do concerts throughout the year outside of there?
I don't know whether they have him, exclusive. Probably.
It seems to me like residency in Vegas is like the best gig.
That
If
is
yeah,
you're
good.
because
Well,
you
sure,
just
you don't
live
have
there.
to
a
travel.
band or an artist.
Right, because you don't have to travel, you don't have
Yeah.
to be doing all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure that the the road crew guys are kind of screwed over because they're not changing out, moving from city to city and doing all that stuff. That's where they make the money.
Yeah, but most of those guys hop from band to band. They're
Yeah,
not all
that's
just,
true. That's true. But then they also have the guys there that are their roadies that or their guitar tech or drum tech or whatever that just stay there and they're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, right. Can you
know?
imagine just having to go downstairs in an elevator or take a quick limo ride over? That must be awesome.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, and before it was kind of frowned upon. People were like, "Oh, they're in Vegas. They're over."
It was
they're
at the
done."
end of your
Right,
career in
right.
Vegas.
But like, what's his name? Carrot Top was one of the first guys to do a residency out there, and he has been out there forever.
Yeah, but they've always had like comedians and stuff. When you're a big time pop star like Lady Gaga or Adele.
Oh, yeah.
over there. That's a
It's
big deal.
huge. Yeah, it is absolutely huge, and they're making a ton of money because those casinos are like, yeah, we'll pay you whatever you want.
Yeah.
No big deal. We'll give you $50 million in credit to the casino.
I imagine you too made a ton of money doing that thing at the Sphere for a month or whatever it was.
They had to have. How about this? Bill Maher coming to town. Bill Maher left his talent agency because he did not get an invite from their CEO to the pre-Oscar party.
Wow.
What?
I thought it was because they realized he had no talent.
That could be it too. Yeah, he may have been looking for a reason to leave, and he was like,
He
"Oh,
left because he didn't get an invite to their Oscar party.
Yeah. Although, I mean, think about that. If you're with an agency and they invite all these people and don't invite you, you'd be like, okay, cool. You don't care about me,
Yeah.
then.
Oh, do you remember there was Letterman tickets were very hard to get, kind of like Saturday Night Live is. And there was a guy who owned a TV station in the South that carried the Letterman show, and he asked for tickets, and they said no, so he took the show off the air.
Oh,
He was like, "No, just show it."
okay.
I think that's great. I mean, the guy, I don't know, the guy could have been a dick, or he could have been demanding a little bit weird, and they were like, no. But Letterman likes it to just be audience, doesn't like it to be, family members or the cast and all that, because he wants it to be real legit laughs. And I don't know. I just think that if the guy owns a TV station and you have like a business partnership, they should have some
One?
sort of
You would
family friend
think,
section. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Carmen, heads up, the guitar thing is coming up next. So
Gotcha.
you can get that ready. Do you guys know who Oh Young Soo is?
Oh Young Soo. No, but there's so many options. Oh Young Soo could be an Asian chef.
Hmm?
That's the number 7 at the restaurant.
Yeah. Oh Young Soo.
Wait, what?
Make it hot.
2 number 7s and a Diet Coke.
Oh Young Soo could be a girl that looks old and young at the same time.
Oh.
She's old Young Soo.
I remember Runaround Sue.
Different one. This is the old guy from Squid Games. So even if you didn't see Squid Games, you probably have
Yeah.
seen this guy in memes and different stuff, whatever. Well, he was convicted of sexual misconduct for inappropriately touching an actress years ago. He got a 2-year suspended
Oh, Young
sentence.
Soo?
Yeah, he is 79 years old. Yeah.
That's me at 79. I didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's
I'm
not
on a
how that
flashback.
works.
It just fell out of my shorts.
Yeah.
Not
I
really
think
sure
my
what's
zip
going
is broke.
No.
Guitar gods Joe Satriani and Steve Vai have collaborated on their very first track together. Can you believe that? Because they've been together for a long time and you've known each other, and they're out on tour together now doing that. It comes out on March 29th. They gave just a short little preview. We have some audio. This is Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. Take a listen. That's it. That's all you get. That's all you get.
There's a lot going on there.
By the way, they are going to be at Ruth Eckerd Hall on the 25th, so that is coming up.
I thought what's his face was going out with Van Halen there with Sammy Hagar.
He is.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
touring.
they all do a bunch of different stuff. I just saw that Jason Bonham was out with Glenn Hughes and Joe Bonamassa, that Black Country Communion that they do. They were down in Daytona or something. I was like, oh, are they coming here? But they're not. Joe
Bonamassa canceled his tour here.
But then rescheduled it.
Yeah.
So I think that's this Sunday.
Oh, is it?
Well, I know that it's coming up. It's coming up very soon for sure. But Joe Satriani and Steve Vai are at Ruth Eckerd Hall on March 25th. Then they're at the Sound on the 26th.
Oh,
how you like
there
that?
you go.
So you can go see all the guitar stuff you want to see. And then finally in news, the inventor of the karaoke has died.
Oh.
He was a Japanese businessman.
His name was
named,
Young Girl, Young Sue.
It was Shigeshi Nagishi.
Shigeshi Nagishi.
Yeah. He lived to be 100 years old. He invented the first karaoke machine back in 1967 after one of his employees made fun of his singing voice. It was originally called what? What do you think the karaoke machine was originally called? I believe karaoke means invisible voice. I think it means
minus voice.
Minus voice?
Or something like that, yeah.
So the original karaoke machine was called what?
I have no idea.
The
voice.
He named it after himself. The Ishi Wishi.
Ishi Wishi
Nagishi Machini.
Machini.
It was originally called Sparko Box.
Oh, that's way
I like
better.
it.
Yeah, Sparko Box. He never patented his invention. But his daughter says that never really bothered him. But in honor of him passing away, we have they did a survey They conducted a survey, the 30 best karaoke songs for people who can't sing. So if you can't sing, these are good ones for you because it's not too difficult, but everybody gets behind you and sings along with it and stuff and helps out. So I have the top 10 here.
Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline, Mike Calta, Crappy Joe's go-to.
Yeah.
Can't sing number one. Number one, yeah, because everybody gets into it and they all sing along with it and stuff. Yeah, you think you're up there singing, you're not.
Nope.
People just think it's funny and the old man's up there.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
A great job.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
What other songs? What other songs are good for you to get up there and sing and everybody will help out?
Oh, Joe, do you feel it?
I'm not a fan of his work.
It's all right.
Joe will never get to see Neil Diamond in concert like we do at Barry Manilow.
I know.
He's
It's
dying.
I
He's
know.
dying. He's got hits, man.
What other songs? Top 10 karaoke songs for
Living on a
people who
Prayer.
can't sing. Number 2, Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. Yeah.
You know a lot of songs.
Can't Stop Believing.
Don't stop.
Oh, don't stop.
Yeah.
Can't or don't.
Yeah.
These are top songs if you don't know the lyrics. Carmen,
Yeah.
number 3.
Yeah.
You guys got 1, 2, and 3. You guys are good at this.
All right.
What about YMCA?
YMCA, you blew it.
You
Yeah.
ruined it.
It's not even on the
All
list.
right. Nice.
Shocker.
Awesome.
You stink.
Cool.
Yeah, that's not on there. Coming in at number 10, Just the Way You Are, Bruno Mars.
Oh, really?
So maybe he'll make some money off of that and pay us that.
What about, is there an Adele song in there?
There is not an Adele song.
Okay.
Think of songs that people are going to help you out and sing
Sing.
along to, and maybe doesn't necessarily require a lot of great vocals.
Any Queen?
Queen, by the way, Carmen, one of the best singers ever in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Is on there.
Yeah. I figured they had to
Bohemian
get-
Rhapsody.
Oh.
Bohemian Rhapsody, because they
Yeah.
know you're never going to be able to sing like Freddie Mercury, and everybody's going to sing along. Do
What
all
about Piano Man?
it comes in number 8, Bohemian Rhapsody. Piano Man is not on the list.
All right.
Oh, by the way, did you see Billy Joel is doing I think they're going to show it on CBS.
Oh, no, I didn't.
It's him live from somewhere. I don't know whether it's CBS or where it is, but it's going to be a live on TV concert that he's
Good.
doing.
I would see that.
Yeah. Let's see some of the other ones that are in there. Number 9, Summer of '69, Bryan Adams.
All right.
Oh.
Number 8 was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Number 7, I Will Survive,
Oh, yeah.
Gloria Gaynor. Number 6 is Dancing Queen by ABBA. Number 5. Show me what you want.
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. Wannabe, yeah. Number 4, and I have to tell the story every time because it's so funny. Number 4 is B-52's Love Shack. My buddy Kevin, who does radio up in Fort Walton, he is 6'7", and he has long hair. And when he was in college, they were at a party, and you know how in Love Shack where it stops and it goes, tin roof, rusted.
Yeah.
So they're all dancing out there and stuff, and he goes, tin roof, and he goes, rusted. He goes to like put his fist up in the air and punch the girl right in the face, like uppercut. He didn't know he was standing there, and he goes, tin roof, and he goes, rusted, and just
Wow.
and he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's like Mortal Kombat, the finisher.
So great.
We had a girl that used to dance and sing that song when it first came out, and when she got to it, she thought the words were "hit and run, busted," and we just let her keep doing it.
Yeah.
We ever told her.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. So that's number 4. Number 3, Carmen, you got Don't Stop Believing. Number 2, Joe got Living on a Prayer. Number 1, Mike got Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline. So those are your go-tos if you can't really sing that well.
Yep. All
Just
right.
like Joe.
We got karaoke coming up on this show before we go on the cruise. We're going to do
Yes.
some sort of cruise karaoke before we go.
All right.
Get our little singing voices going.
Mhm.
All right. Is that it, Calvin?
That's it. That's
Thank
it for
you.
news.
I got to pee so bad. Let's take a quick break. I have TV shows I want to talk about when we come back. Did anybody watch the documentary about the child molestation going on at Nickelodeon?
No,
We
no.
got to get into that next. So Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Yeah, I can't go very long without taking a shower. I don't like to take them in the morning all the time because we get up so early. But right after the show, a lot of times I run right in there, take a shower, or try to take it before I go to bed.
I take it right before I go to bed.
Yeah,
I
do
hate
that
getting in
sometimes,
bed
too.
dirty.
I don't mind laying around dirty.
I don't
Um,
mind laying around dirty. I just don't like going to sleep. Like I can't sleep without taking a shower.
My body gives off very delightful aromas.
No.
They never smell.
To you.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't get near my wife and be like, "Hey, get a load of this." No, I
Yeah.
certainly wouldn't. But to me, it doesn't bother me. But I would imagine that's like everybody thinks their own fart smell okay, but
Yeah.
you smell somebody else's fart, you're like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll let one out that burns on the way out, and you go, "That one's gonna be bad.
Oh.
That one's definitely gonna stink." So gross.
Everyone likes their own brand, Michael.
I understand that. I was asking you before the break if you have seen that documentary that involved the kids from Nickelodeon and the possible molestation.
No, we had talked about it, and I know that Drake Bell was like a big part of it, right? That he was revealing some stuff. And
So tonight is part 2,
okay.
and it's the Drake Bell. It's on the ID channel, which I don't know what that is or who owns it or whatever, but it's
Well,
okay.
It was, Discovery.
Okay, so it's
Discovery.
okay, but the way they set up tonight's is going to be really good. And they were like, and then finally a star came forward and said something, and they were asking the people that they were interviewing, they're like, on one of our shows? Not one of our shows. And they were like, yes. And they go, was it somebody that we knew, like an actor? And they were like, yes. Like they were revealing it to the rest of the crew. And then at the end, you just see Drake come walking out and sit down, and then they
that's
ended it, and
great.
it comes up tonight.
That's great.
But I have to tell you, so all this stuff came out about Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, and they had all these drug problems and things were bad, and they were tying all these pedophile rings in Hollywood and all that. And I thought, I'm so glad that my kid's not into this stuff, because I tried to push him that way a little bit because I had a good-looking kid. He did some modeling and stuff, and I was like, you can make so much money, this would be great. But once I started seeing that stuff, I was like, no, you're good here. You know, I'm not going to push it anymore.
Joey Lawrence, who was on Blossom and a bunch of different stuff, him and his brothers act as well.
Yeah.
Were any of them on there at all?
No. So I'm going to tell you who was, and you'll know.
Well, real quick, one of his brothers, I just read a quote that he said that he had been propositioned quite a few times
Yeah.
for different roles, and he goes literally like, you'll be in the next Marvel movie if you do this. He said when he was
And
younger.
that kid's name was Matt Rife.
He said when he was younger, he had to go to one of the executives' hotel room, and the guy came out in a robe and asked him to take his clothes off so he could take some Polaroids and stuff. He left, told his agency. His agency fired him because it didn't go along with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Jesus.
It is
There's
definitely
so
a
many.
network.
Yeah, there's so many people involved in it, and like you can't really speak out against it because there's so many people, and especially higher ups, that if
Yeah.
you do, you're basically blackballed from the industry, and then on top of that, you're a child and they're adults, and they're not going to take your word over theirs.
So, what would be a reason for you not to come forward, Carmen, if you were a parent?
If I was, well, again, as a parent, I'm not, but like they're probably looking at it as I don't want my kid's career to be
Yeah.
blacklisted.
So you're pretty close. So you're close to what these people were saying yesterday. So the whole thing, on the first part of it, centers around Dan Snyder, who had his first hit on TV with Head of the Class, which is a show that came out in the 80s. And it was him and some other high school kids and Howard Hessman, who had been famous from WKRP in Cincinnati. I was their teacher, and he was kind of like an old stoner. And I remember the show, but I don't really remember the show. And Dan Snyder created that show. He wrote it with one of the other guys, and so he got a little bit of clout in Hollywood. Then he goes over to Nickelodeon, and he creates shows on Nickelodeon. He does a sketch show. I think it was All That was what it was called.
With Amanda Bynes.
Well, no, but this is before that.
Was that you can't do that on television?
No, it was called All That, but it
Oh.
was similar to that. You can't do it on television. He said they showed interviews, and it was the first sketch comedy show for kids. So Dan Snyder now goes down as the producer of that and the co-creator of that. So he's getting more and more clout. But the problem is that I had heard Dan. He's a big fat guy, and I always heard that he was the problem. He was the molester. And then you get like the iCarly stories that came out, the things that they would say about him. But watching this documentary last night, he was harmless compared to some of the other people that are there. He didn't seem like he was into kids. He seemed to me like a fat guy who never got any attention from girls. And once he started getting some attention from these young kids, he wanted that, and he wanted to be in control. They had one woman who was the only woman on a writing staff. Like he would make women do things that were very demoralizing. He had woman was bent over a counter pitching an idea, and he said, "Wouldn't it be great if you pitched it like you were getting sodomized while you were doing it?" And she was like, "No," and he was like, "Come on, just do it." And the woman that was in the room said they forced her to do it by keep telling her, "Do it," you know, and they showed a pattern that if you went against him and against the grain, whether you were a kid or a writer or a producer or something, you slowly got pushed out. So that is where his problems were. So I always assumed he was the molester, but evidently he wasn't. He was just a control freak and somebody who was putting these kids in awkward semi-sexual situations. They had a guy on the show that they called Mr. Pickle, and it was a recurring thing where he would just show up with a tray of pickles.
Doesn't sound
but
good.
then he'd be giving people pickles. And one of the things, what their point was, there's this sexual adult humor that's being snuck into this, and they were cheering it almost like we got one over on them. So one of the examples was Mr. Pickles shows up to give Ray Romano food because he's starving, because they got a lot of guest hosts on the show. And he came in and he passed Ray Romano a pickle through a hole that was cut in the wall. And then Ray Romano grabbed it with both hands and was eating the pickle.
Oh no! Everybody loves Raymond.
And everybody, but the thing was that Ray's point of view is he's starving and he's eating a pickle because it's a gag on the show where the pickle guy comes around with pickles. But they were all innuendos. And then they would they had another thing where the kids, they were mixing, I think it was coffee, straight into their mouths. So they would pull a thing and coffee would come out of their mouth. Then they'd run over and pull another thing and sugar would go in their mouth, and they go back and forth. And at the end, the sugar would coagulate and just be stuck all over their faces. And they were having like several kind of facial innuendos that they were showing. And it was really kind of gross watching it and listening to them.
And knowing what is happening, because like back in the day, you're just thinking they're just doing dumb little stunts.
But I don't think any of it was that bad until they pointed it all out. Like they kept, like the people were saying, the adults were saying, well, they're making the kids do this stuff, and aren't they seeing? But then again, in my mind, I'm like, also this is dumb stuff that kids do. I have a kid; she's constantly in the kitchen with trying to make concoctions and stuff, and like I don't know. But that Mr. Pickle guy ended up being the molester.
Yeah. Who would have thought, Mr. Pickle?
Yeah.
Mr. Pickle was one of the least obvious ones on the set because he like betrayed their trust the most because everybody loved Mr. Pickles. He took care of the kids. I
bet he did.
You're right, but that was the thing. I don't know if it was any of the kids that he worked with that were molested, because what happens is, this is how they ended the show yesterday. They had a team in the room with their parents, and they asked their parents to leave the room, which they did sometimes to go through run-throughs and stuff. And a group of people came in, and they said, "Hey, Mr. Pickle," whatever his real name was, he was arrested last night for molesting kids and doing stuff to kids. Did he do anything to any of you kids? And the kids were being interviewed now as adults, and they were like, it was one of the most uncomfortable things you could ever imagine, because it didn't happen to me, but I'm looking around the other room to see if it happened to anybody else, and are they going to say anything? We don't know.
Plus, they all love Mr. Pickles.
And that's why they were all like, not Mr. Pickles. We love Mr. Pickles.
Yeah.
So it ends where he goes, and we looked around the room, and nobody said anything. And then they said, did that mean Mr. Pickles had not molested those kids, or are they too afraid to say anything?
Right.
And then they were like, would anybody come forward? And that's when they showed Drake come in and sit down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but real quick, by the way, if you're asking a group of kids if they got molested, maybe do it one at a time.
Yeah.
well, that was the whole
You
point.
know what I mean?
That was the point, was that it was the lawyers who were asking them, so that they could put him in that position with no parents. So they say no, and they say, we did our investigation.
So they're trying to
Did it
protect
happen
the
here?
thing as well, yeah.
That
Because they
was-
don't want it to come back on, because it's going to come back on Nickelodeon.
That was the number one crime to me, was that they kept covering it
You
up.
got to protect the brand.
Protect the brand for sure. So they showed one woman who was fired. They knocked it all down to there was only one woman writer left, and then they embarrassed her so much that she ended up quitting. And she went and filed a lawsuit against them, and they quickly settled and just let it go away. Like they didn't want to have anything to do with it. So, but it gets worse. One of the guys they show, the first guy that they show, is this guy who is a PA on the set, and he is also the wrangler of the kids. He's in his late 20s, early 30s. Real handsome guy.
If you tell me he's Mr. Cucumber,
No.
I'm going to be like,
He had no on-air thing. He was a behind-the-scenes
Yeah.
production assistant, but he was the liaison between the kids and the production, and was
right.
tight with all the parents.
So these kids probably trust him as well.
But so did the parents,
Yeah.
because these were little kids. So they get this girl Brandy, and she has a relationship with him, and like she's 7 at the time or 8 at the time, and they have developed this relationship over the years of her and the parent and this guy being around, and it got they were so comfortable with him, the parents, that when he left or the show broke, whatever, he said, "Can I get your email?" And we'll exchange emails. So the mother gave the girl's email, and she said she would get online and she'd go, "Oh, I got an email from this guy and James," and she would get excited. And the mother said she would look at it and it would be like, "How are you? I'm working on this project. What are you working on?" Real benign. He said, and one day I saw her go to her computer, and she shut her computer down and she pushed it away and she ran in the room and slammed the door. He's like, and I knew something had happened. And I went in there and she said, "What happened?" And she said, "James sent me a picture of himself fully naked, masturbating." And he said, "This is what I do when I think about you."
Oh.
All right.
But it gets worse. They launched his investigation into this guy, and this guy, who looked like the all-American boy, he looked like Scotty from Hot. He just looked like a happy young guy who
Sounds right.
showed no signs of anything.
Oh.
They went to his house, and he was keeping diaries, and he was referring to himself as a pedophile and saying, "I know I'm a pedophile," and he would talk about ways that we would have to rape young girls if he could. He documented it all, and he had Ziploc bags, and in each Ziploc bag was some token of one of these kids.
Trophies, yeah.
And they were like, and the reason why they were able to track it back to this Brandy girl, this 10-year-old that he had sent the nude picture to, is because she had a Ziploc bag. He had something for her.
Oh.
But they were showing the mother, and I felt terrible for the mother, because at first I wanted to punch the mother in the face, because she said right at that point when she told him to send the picture, she didn't call the cops. And she said the reason why she didn't call the cops was what Carmen said, partly because she figured she would ruin the rest of her career, but also she was like, I couldn't get over the fact that we liked this guy so much, and that he thought that she thought that the cops were going to come down on her for letting her have an email exchange. She's like, but I knew this guy and he was so good, and I would look at the email every once in a while and just double check, and it was never anything bad.
Well, it's not out of the realm of, history where the victim gets blamed and all that stuff. So she's not wrong, but yeah, you would think
felt
immediately
bad.
you go.
She was crying, and she knew that she had made a mistake. And I think she was more upset at the fact that what could have happened if it didn't get caught right away. And then the guilt that she has to live with of not stopping it,
And
it
then
was pretty awful.
And a lot of victims or like parents of victims, they won't come forward because they feel embarrassed.
Right.
They don't want to be known as the bad parent that allowed this to happen to their child.
So it all started with the one woman who sued him. It wasn't sexual. It was more of just sexual harassment. He would ask her for massages, and he would watch porn on his computer and that sort of stuff. But he pushed her out because she had she was writing with another woman who eventually quit, and they were paying them as a duo instead of paying them each individually the amount of money they should be getting paid. So she went to the Writers Guild, and she asked the Writers Guild, is it legal for them to pay us as a duo? And the Writers Guild said no, and then launched an investigation into Nickelodeon. And when Nickelodeon got wind of it, he went to him and said, are you trying to betray Nickelodeon? You're trying to betray, because if I find out this was you, this investigation started because of you, you'll be fired, and you'll never work again. And she's like, and that's exactly what happened. She's like, they found a way to get it down to just me, and then eventually I forced me out to quit, so she sued them. But she said she got a little money, and then it was all swept under the table. And her main reason for suing was so that it wouldn't happen to other people, but it just was a vicious cycle.
And that's the other thing. There's such a big network. They have so much money that a lawsuit like that to them, sweep it under the rug, no one hears about it, and
you're done.
And then you're done. And then on top of that, they can keep doing it. And you know what I mean? And there's nothing anyone can do, because now what? They're going to get blacklisted for doing the same thing that you did? They already know that they can get away with it.
So they had Dan Snyder, they had Mr. Pickle, and then they had this Peck guy who was the guy who molested Drake and Drake Bell and some of the other people. I guess we'll find out tonight. So I'm looking forward to watching it, although it is kind of hard to watch. It's very sad, and if you have kids, you want to kill everybody while you're watching it. The entire time I watch it, I'm like, I want to kill all those guys.
And the sad thing is if you guys remember, not too long ago, Drake Bell, he got lost for a while.
Mental breakdown.
He had a mental breakdown and stuff like that. And it almost seems like suspicious timing. You know what I mean? Because this is about to come out. So
Trying
now
to take him out.
Well, take him out, but also you'll question his I can't think of the word.
Credibility?
Right now. His credibility. Thank you,
Yeah.
Galvin. You're you know what I mean? He's gonna go do this show, and at the end of the day, you're gonna question his credibility. So Nickelodeon is still protecting their ass.
Yeah, because if you remember when all that stuff happened, I picked up Drake Bell as an emergency pick, and then I picked him for an original pick this year because all that stuff, man, that weighs heavy on people for sure.
And you brought up Amanda Bynes. So Dan Snyder did grow very attached to Amanda Bynes at a very young age and created the Amanda Show and all that. And it seemed like they're not saying anything about molestation or anything inappropriate with him yet, but they do show you that the pressure of Amanda Bynes being such a big star at such a young age and why she's nuts now.
And or is there possible molestation there with her? And then you look at her and you go, oh, okay, well that makes sense. That's all these it's so weird that all these kid actors wind up being so crazy when they get older. Is it? Is it weird? Or is there probably a reason?
Well, when you hear Corey Feldman and Corey Haim and Corey Feldman talk about how they were passed around from executive to executive, and then you look at that guy and see how nuts he is, you're like, oh, yeah, I get it.
They're so hell-bent and motivated to being successful that I think they just overlook all that stuff. They think this is just the cost of doing business if you want to be a famous actor.
Yeah, and think how many bad parents are out there that are like, shh, don't say anything about that. It didn't happen like you said it happened.
Not that bad.
Yeah, because they're getting money because the kid's a star.
You want to be famous or not?
Right.
And I know there was something pointed out about Ariana Grande, because she started off as an actress as well. So she was on Victorious, and then a spin-off show called Sam and Cat, who Dan Schneider produced that as well, or he was a part of it. And there was an episode all about feet.
Oh, I remember it. I remember the episode as a parent watching it.
and these little girls, and they're all like having a sleepover, and they're in the bed without socks, and they're all playing with their feet and massaging their feet and putting things on their feet, and like you look at it and you're like, oh, silly kid things. This is what my kid would do. And now knowing that all these guys are, you know, pedos
There was
and
way
creeps.
more sexual references on Sam and Cat than anything. I mean, because that was almost like they tried to make it like an adult
I
humor
remember
show.
you used to say how much you love that show.
It was better. No,
Like-
because I loved iCarly. When my kids watch iCarly, I was like, all right, I can watch this show because it's filled with silly stuff.
Well, we always, we're always making fun of Britney Spears, how she's all crazy.
Oh.
I think there's probably a lot of weird stuff going on.
So
there.
Yeah,
much.
because she started when she
Mickey
was
Mouse
14,
Club and
Sure,
Disney
yeah.
and all that stuff.
even younger. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to tonight because tonight is part 2 of the special with Drake getting
Quiet
up there.
on set.
Yep, Quiet on Set's on the ID channel.
Mm.
Now, another show which didn't have quite the sexual molestation issues, but did have other issues was Glee. I was watching this documentary on Glee.
I love Glee.
I loved Glee too, but do you know how many people died
Yes,
from Glee?
Yeah.
I have seen
Yeah.
that.
I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Overdose.
So you had
suicide.
Corey Monteith, who was the who overdosed. Then you had the one girl, the hot girl that I forgot her name now, that went on the lake with her son. and she
Maya
drowned.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, Maya. And then you had the what was the other one? There was 3 major. Oh, and then you had the other kid who had thousands and thousands of images of child porn, and he ended up hanging himself when he got caught.
Yeah.
That was the Puck, the bad kid. Crazy. That's crazy. I don't know.
It says nine deaths.
Yeah,
total.
because those were the 3 stars, but then they had people behind the scenes
They
that
were
were
just
dying.
on- yeah,
That was nuts, man.
that was great.
That was totally.
Wait.
I love that show.
Glee-
It
Glee-
was a very
listen,
funny show.
I walked in one time and I went, "What is this?" Not. And an hour later, I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll watch it."
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, I mean, I like cheesy high school type stuff like that.
Sure. And then you mix in the singing and the
Yeah.
hot chicks, and you're like, all right, it's a little less gay than I thought it was going to be. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Mike Calta Show, hello. Hello?
This is dirty.
Okay, thank you very much.
You talked to Love Tiger lately?
I have not. I don't know if he's alive or
Yeah,
not.
this is Bill.
All right, Bill. What's up, Bill?
Hey, how are y'all doing this morning? Hey, I realized that Sarah Palin isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, and she was a poor pick. Not that McCain wasn't just a rhino anyway, but she never said that about I can see Alaska from my house. That's from the Saturday Night Live skit with Polar and Tina Fey. So it's what everybody knows her for, but she never said that. During the interview and like right after she was chosen, she said that there were places in Alaska where you could see Russia from, which is true. I mean, it's way like there's 2 islands right across the international date line from one another, but she never said that. She just kind of gets lumped in with it, and that's how powerful Saturday Night Live is.
Well, she did make comments about how Alaska could keep an eye on Russia, so I think that they just exaggerated that for the show. But, I mean, she was definitely capable of saying something stupid like that.
Yeah. You know, I know a guy that went to Sturgis with her, and they went on a big trip, and they said he always told me she was a super cool person in public, or super cool person on that trip, but she certainly was not, like I said, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, and her family life was just a train wreck. Remember, they kept making it out like all these great things that were happening,
Yeah,
and
her
then
kid got
her daughter
pregnant.
just kept getting, yeah.
Hey, who you
So it was
voting
pretty
for?
crazy. But anyway, well, I mean, you think there's going to be an election?
I don't know, but if it was tomorrow and your 2 candidates are Biden and Trump, who are you voting for?
Gun to your head, you got to go with Trump. I mean, it just I mean, look at inflation and everything where it's at right now. I mean, as bad as it was, and all the dumb stuff Trump said, and all that nonsense.
It's going to take a
I
gun
mean,
to
things
your
were
head.
good.
to vote for Trump.
But I think what Bill is saying is the majority of people is like, I don't want to vote for Biden, and I don't really want to vote for Trump. But if I had to have a gun to my head, I'd vote for Trump.
I think the turnout numbers in this election
Bill.
are going to be way down.
Oh, we're going to have record breaking.
Yeah,
Way
I
down.
think so. I think Carmen's right. I think
down.
more people are going
I'm
to vote now than
joking.
ever.
There's a lot
I'm
of people
joking.
that don't want to vote for either.
I know, but I think more people are going to vote and maybe vote for either. Like, this is a perfect time if there was a real third-party candidate to come through.
Because the last time it was way up, and now I think it's going to. I don't know.
I think it's
there's a lot of
I
people.
think you're going to get every Trump voter out there voting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never won the popular vote ever. So where are they going to come from now?
If not, there's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to say screw it and just sit home.
So what do you think's going to happen? Biden's going to be the president?
I really do not know. But I do. It seems there are more and more people that have zero interest in voting for either candidate.
Yeah, I think though a lot of people are along the lines of what that guy said. He's like, I don't know. If a gun was to my head and I had to pick one of the two,
Yeah,
I'd pick Trump.
it depends on what circles you're running and who you talk to. That really,
I'm getting a lot of slack on Instagram because there was a picture that Antonio Brown put up of him and Trump together.
He's going
And
crazy.
and I just wrote 2 mental patients underneath, and people are just, you liberal, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I wrote back, I said, I'm a registered Republican and a Buccaneers fan.
Yeah.
I still I know a nut when I see a nut.
It just blows my mind that these are the two best options that we
Yeah.
have. Like that really.
They're not. They're just the two people that got the most money.
Yeah.
That raised the most money.
You're
Honestly,
not wrong.
Because that's really what it comes down to. Who can raise the most money? That's who's going to stay in the race the longest.
And you know what you do? Follow the money.
Follow the money. It's all corrupt.
I don't know. It's going to be an exciting next couple of months, but I have a feeling who wins, either way, we're going to be like, oh,
Yeah,
all right.
it's going to be.
We got the guy who's been indicted and all, the kid who's wanting to seek revenge on everybody and all that stuff and have bloodbaths.
He still said he never lost. So
yeah,
it's like
or still thinks he never
Yeah,
lost.
it's the whole thing's just a giant mess.
It's going to be so
what
weird.
the hell do you even do?
I have no idea, but
I think bloodbath is probably the best prediction. Though.
yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
I have that if you want that now,
Yeah.
by the way.
Play it if you have it.
I gotta.
Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
Somebody asked, Howie Kurtz, who does the media for Fox News, sat down with Trump, and he said, which is pretty interesting. It's hard when you're on Fox News, you want to be his friend because you know he's going to stick with you and you're an ally with him. But Howie Kurtz said, look, you said before, you're saying that these media outlets like CNN and MSNBC are making up lies and they're spreading misinformation, that they're leading campaigns against you. And he said, so when you're president, what's to stop you from going after them and make sure that they're not able to exist? And Polonio's like, well, they're not telling the truth. Like, he doesn't even come out and say,
Yeah.
I would never do that. Free speech.
This clip here, I think Trump is getting a little bit of a bad rap. This is
He was talking about him.
Yeah, because if you listen to the whole clip, he's talking about China putting cars in Mexico and trying to sell them over the border.
Right.
And he says if that happens, it'll be a bloodbath. So he's not really talking about the election. It's taken out of context.
Yeah.
And all the networks are now running with the headline, Trump says bloodbath.
Promises
Right.
bloodbath.
Probably bad choice of words,
Yeah.
but the comment is being taken out of context.
I don't
You
think
have
he,
to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever says anything by accident. When you say bad choice of words, I think he
Well,
said
I
bloodbath
mean,
on
for-
purpose, even though he wasn't.
For what people like, bad choice of words, as in his opposition is going to take it and run with it.
But I also feel like he almost does that on purpose, so he becomes a clip, so he just becomes
Yeah,
top
maybe.
of mind, always talk about, take it how you want it. If you are a Trump fan, you're going to go listen to the whole clip and you're going to know what he's talking about. And if you're not, you're just going to be
Oh.
talking about him saying that.
If you're a Trump fan, you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that I have the Sarah Palin clip, and what she actually said regarding Russia. Well, I don't have it, but she does. Let me see. Let me see if I can hear it. Hold on.
They're our next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
Yeah, so she didn't say my backyard. That
Yeah.
was from SNL.
Interesting. All right, we got to take a break. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. If your phone calls are there, I will take them when we come back. If you are looking to sell your home or if you're looking to buy a home and you don't want to deal with all the nonsense that goes with it, you need to do what I do. Call my friends at Team Borum. Jeff and his team at eXp Realty will take care of you. You can find them online at teamborum.com. That's BORHAM. If you would like all experts and a whole team working on it for you, so basically all you have to do is find the home of your dreams and sign on the dotted line. That's what they do. And if you're looking to sell your home, if you have to sell and buy, if you've already bought a new home and you haven't sold your other home and you're panicking, they deal with that stuff all the time. All you need to do is get them a call and tell them, hey, I know that you're here in the Tampa Bay area. I'm here in the Tampa Bay area, and I'd like to move. Let's say you want to go from Palm Harbor to Sarasota. They can do that for you. They can show you places that they have listed. They could find it for you. And then when it comes to your home, they can help you sell your home quick so you get that money to put down on the new home. Jeff and his team deal with these situations all the time, so let them help you out. If you go to their website, teamborum.com, you'll see a big orange bar at the top. You can put your address in there, and you can get a realistic price for your home, a high-end, a low-end, and, of course, an average price, and they'll even make you a cash offer. It is teamborum.com. Let Jeff and his team help you. Teamborum.com. We'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. So I play a little Motley Crue because Mick Mars is going to be joining us on the show at 9:30 this morning. Gio, how's that interview going to go?
I'm getting very nervous now.
Yeah.
Let me explain to everybody. Mick Mars used to be a Motley Crue for the last 30, 40 years. And they got in some heat, and they kicked him out of the band. Now he's got a solo album, which is what he's promoting. They booked this on the show last week, and then we got this email today. Can you read the email?
Important note. This is at 10:40 last night.
Right, when most morning show producers are already asleep.
10:13. Mick's rep informed us there can be no questions about Mick's litigation against Motley Crue. I have been told to drop any stations that attempt to even go there. Thanks for your understanding in this matter.
Now, really, the only reason to talk to Mick is because he's in the news because of his separation from Motley Crue.
See, I don't know that it's the way I read it. It's not necessarily the separation from Motley Crue.
It's the
It's the
legal
litigation.
It's
stuff.
the legal litigation that we're not supposed to talk about.
I don't really
But he
have any
can't talk
questions about
about
the legality of the situation. I don't care.
I mean, that's what it read to me. That's what it says.
I do have questions right out of the gate that will be about Motley Crue. So be prepared for them to hang up on us, I guess.
It doesn't say no Motley Crue questions. That'd
Yeah.
be dumb.
Yeah.
That would be dumb.
Like,
It'd be crazy. So there's this guy that was born in a vacuum who has a solo
Yeah,
album out.
I mean-
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
and this is not the guy that I booked it through. This is, apparently Mick Mars people.
mhm,
But
mhm.
this is making me nervous.
I'm not nervous about it. Why are you nervous?
Why are you nervous?
I don't want to blow up this guy.
Well, no. He's got to know that he's got
Of
to know what he's
course.
getting into it.
Yeah.
It was
But
like Tom Green. When Tom Green just got divorced from Drew Barrymore, and before
Yeah.
they put him on, they were like, no Drew Barrymore questions. Like, oh, well, then it's not worth talking to Tom Green.
Right. But I think it's more the actual legality, which usually 90% of the time you're like, I can't talk about that.
Right.
So rather than say I can't talk about that all morning, it's probably just don't go there, which is stupid.
Well, my first question.
I'm going to cancel the interview.
No, let them
Wait.
cancel. My first question is about the Motley Crue movie
mhm.
that I have. I have a question about that. Then my second question is about big fat Vince Neil being able to be in the band. He's not.
Yeah.
That's where I think it's going to get a little sketchy. But I don't really even know about the litigation, nor do I want to know if
Right.
it's still going on. I just want to know how Motley Crue lets Big Fat Can't Sing Vince Neil in the group, and they kick Mick out.
Right. Like the legal stuff came long after he'd already been out for a while.
Right.
Correct?
Because it was actually his idea for him not to tour with the band anymore. He said he wasn't going to tour because he's got the ankylosing
Yeah.
spondylitis.
Right.
And but I think it was the royalties and the money is where the lawsuits came in of how much money he's getting and whatnot. Some interesting stuff. One, his name of the album is The Other Side of Mars, which I think is a great name because Mick
Sure.
Mars and all that stuff. But a couple people to note that's on the album is Ray Luzier, who's a fantastic drummer who plays for Korn now. He plays on here. And a guy who you're very familiar with, Paul Taylor, who was
Oh,
a
from
keyboard
Winger.
from Winger, and Alice Cooper. Yeah, he plays keyboards and guitar on here and stuff. And then the singer is a guy named Jacob Bunton, which I had seen. He used to play up at the Swamp with a band called Lynam. He was, I believe, he was in Steven Adler's Appetite for a while.
So Moose said that he just hung out with that guy on the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Oh, yeah?
And that he's a super nice guy.
Yeah,
So did they perform? Did Mick perform on the Monsters of Rock cruise?
Oh, I don't know whether he was on there or maybe Jacob was on there doing some stuff or what.
I don't know, but
yeah. But it's a pretty good album. It's got good stuff. I mean, I've always said Mick Mars is one of the most underrated guitar players out there. He's great. Every time I saw Motley Crue, and I saw Motley Crue a lot, he was always on, man. He sounded great.
If not for the health issues, he'd probably still be doing it, right?
Yeah,
Like, that seems like the main thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear a little? Do you know what the there's only 5 songs. Oh no, there's more. Do you know what the single is on this, Gio?
I do. Hold on.
Here's Undone has the most play. Oh no, wait. Right Side of Wrong.
Right Side of Wrong. Yeah, that's the single.
Watch him be like, mother. Right out of the gate. This is Mick Mars, formerly of Motley Crue, now of Mick Mars.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at this at all.
I like it.
We played this in New Music.
All right, Mick Mars, you got me back. I'm back in action.
So why are you suing Motley Crue?
I don't even know about, like, okay, so for just the fact that even if he stepped away from the band, it was his idea. Just what it was like when Big Fat Vince Neil was trying to sing those songs and couldn't breathe, and
that may have been part of it. He may have been, you know what? I'm too old, my back hurts, and I gotta listen to this guy every night.
Yeah,
Getting out of here.
It just says no questions about the litigation, which I think, I mean, you know.
Normally, if you got a guest on the show and they start giving you stipulations, I go cancel it. But I think this will be fine.
Usually, the legal stuff is the one they can't talk about legally.
Right. Trust me, I understand that.
Yeah.
And it sucks most of the time because you want to talk about it. There's things you want to say and you want to let everybody know. Nothing's worse to me than having to sit there and hear people talk about something when you know they're 100% wrong, but they think they're right. Oh my God. I don't even care. You can make fun of me all you want. You can say whatever you want, but it's the people that think they're right, and I'm dying to go, you're wrong. Let me just explain it to you.
If it said don't talk about Motley Crue, done. You're out of here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then we just would want to burn it out.
Right.
Like Joe Satriani's going to come in, but he's not going to play guitar.
Yeah.
All right, well, he's not coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you sit there and talk about it?
We've canceled interviews in the past, too, when they said we're not going to talk about whatever. And like, all right, well, we're not going to talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think this one will be fine. We'll give it a shot. I know you're stressed out about it. Can you explain this to me? I don't know much about college sports at all. I don't like it. I don't have a college football team. I attribute that to growing up in New York. We really didn't have a college. Syracuse was our closest college team that played well when I was in the 80s, Penn State maybe.
There's no college sports up there.
There's no college sport. Like, certainly not like it is here. I mean, you got 3 football teams in New York alone.
Even college football is a big Southern thing.
Yeah. So I don't know a lot, but I do know Nick Saban is, and I watched him all over the news lately be a hypocritical prick. Have you seen him?
100%.
Okay, I'm so glad you agree with me on this.
He's a jerk.
He's going on a tirade about the fact that college kids get paid now.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't say he's necessarily against, but he's saying that it's changing the game. And it's changing why kids come to play,
which is true.
Sports, but it's
Very
not.
true.
But that's
Very
the
true.
evolution. You have to let it happen. Like the sport is evolving. Kids are getting paid now. They're making this money. You have to evolve or get the hell out.
Yeah, but he is making it sound like this just used to be an opportunity for kids to get a free college scholarship, and they'd play football. And you're like, no, it wasn't. No, that's why these jocks are taking Jocks for Rocks classes and hardly going to any of them, and they know which teachers to go to get the A's. And it's always been that way. It's just now it's costing you more money.
Meanwhile, this guy was making $11 million a year.
He's worth $70 million.
And he reset the market at what coaches would get paid at the college level multiple times.
Right.
The reason Saban's really pissed off and he won't say it is because now what this is doing, this is leveling the field against schools like Alabama and the big schools, because now you can grab recruits away, and they're not going to go to Alabama just because it's Alabama and Nick Saban.
Right.
They may go to Colorado with Deion. They might go to South Florida. They may go. It levels,
LSU
right.
LSU has like 3 of the highest paid athletes.
It gives
NIL
other schools
athletes.
a chance it levels the playing field, and Nick Saban does not like that.
And the other thing about it too is there are a lot of people that are going to college just for the free ride if they get the scholarship that know that they're not going to play in the pros. Because I got to tell you, I've watched some of the NCAA basketball. I see a lot of 5'10" white guys that shoot from the outside that aren't making it to the pros.
Yeah.
They're not foreign, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see those guys. Look at all these teams. There's so many guys that you're like, well, that guy's not going to go pro, but he's at least playing college.
College football is making billions of dollars off of these kids, and only a small percentage will go to the NFL, and even a smaller percentage will be in the NFL. For like the average career in the NFL is like 3 seasons. You don't hear about all the guys that got on a team, were on the practice roster, and they were done in like 4 years. So why not make money? If you can make money while you're in college, when all these universities are building, you should 100% be able to.
I'm so glad that you agree with that, because I watched him on 3 different channels, doing 3 different interviews and talking against it, and then at the same time talking on the other side of his mouth. I'm glad they're getting paid.
He's garbage.
Yeah, here's a guy who's gotten paid all these years, worth $70 million.
He's the highest paid coach. He's got 1 million assistants. He's made tons of money. It levels the playing field against schools like Alabama, and that pisses him off because it makes his job much more difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and these kids. He said they call up, and now it used to be like. About playing time and how much you think I'm going to play, and now it's about how much you think I'm going to make. And I go, why wouldn't it be? You guys have been stealing money from these kids for eternity now.
Right.
They can't even, the rules so strict, you can't even buy them a meal. Some of these kids aren't even getting the food that they want.
Like, the flip side of that is right now there's no regulations whatsoever, so it's like the Wild West. So like crazy things are happening, which is it needs to be probably regulated to some degree.
Right.
So it's not just like whoever's got the biggest pocketbook is going to have the best team, but isn't
that the way it is now anyway? It's the biggest boosters are going to attract the biggest people.
That's happening, and they're going to have to figure it out, but this is just the way it's going, and he's an old-timer, and he's had a ton of success and made a crazy amount of money, and now it pisses him off that might not be as easy as it was.
And to Carmen's point, I'm sure that people are looking at the different schools and going, who's making the most? Well, LSU has 3 of the highest paid, so I want to go there because they
have all the attention.
Where in the past, it was like you're going to go to Alabama because it's Alabama, it's Nick Saban, and a national championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, hey, down in Miami, we'll pay you, $250,000 if you come here right now. I'm like, all right, screw Alabama. I'll go get money and get paid.
Because plus, I bet even before they were getting paid, they were looking at how much TV time they got and all kind of stuff like that so that they get eyes on them so they can go to the pros.
Yeah.
On top of it now, with this transfer portal, which is a thing in college football now, where it used to be if you left your school, you had to sit out a season. You could not play right away.
Right.
Now that's gone. You can transfer as many times as you want. So you've got players. You're basically, teams are constantly picking your roster for players. So if you've got a good player, there's a chance he's not going to be there next year because another school is going to offer him more money to come play.
Sure.
So it's basically, like every player is on imagine if the NFL, every player was on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And every year, another team would come up and take them.
Swipe them out.
It'd be chaos,
Well, I think that these kids have been, robbed for so long that I'm glad that they're making the money now.
Beat it, old man. That's the way. That's what I think.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
ton of success. He'll go down as one of the greatest ever. But the game's passed you by. Beat it.
And also, how much are you getting paid from Aflac?
Exactly.
So shut
Come
up.
on.
Well, that's the other thing, the endorsements and all that other stuff, and then the money that you're making because these kids are generating the money. They're out there doing it.
He's made crazy amount of money. He's reset the market for head coaches multiple times.
One of the other things I watched this weekend was Mike Tyson working out. I don't know what Jake Paul is thinking. There's no way I'd want any of that.
It's unbelievable. And I sit here and I go, yeah, he's 58 years old, but he is moving and punching. And
still punching.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah. I don't know how to call this fight. I don't know how to call this fight. I need to know
what
it's going to
the
be
stipulations
sanctioned.
are. Yeah,
exactly. What size gloves they're wearing, whether it's going to be sanctioned. There's a lot that goes into it.
I saw a video, but I couldn't, there was no way to tell if it was real or not. But there was like a long list. Like Jake Paul is allowed to wear headgear. Tyson isn't. Tyson has
If Jake
to.
Paul comes out in headgear and Tyson's not, that'd be the most embarrassing
You
thing
turn
ever.
it off right there.
Right.
But that's like I said, I don't know if this video
Yeah.
is true, but it went through a bunch of these things. It said Tyson has to make weight. Jake Paul can come in at any weight.
Okay.
Well, then that's definitely not a sanctioned fight.
No way.
Right, and then the other one was Tyson will be strictly drug tested. Jake will not.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I don't know if this video is true, but there was like 5 major things within the contract that were in favor of Jake Paul,
That
basically.
doesn't seem very fair.
No, yeah, that may just be made up. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I
like
mean, the
Carmen
fight
said.
isn't fair to begin with, so you got to
No,
make it
watching-
somewhat interesting.
Watching Tyson work out now scared me for Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine ever want to be in the ring with that guy. And then, of course, all these Tyson knockout videos are resurfacing again, and I think, oh, Jesus. These guys that he punched in the head one time and still birds still flying around their face.
Speaking of fighters, Clearwater's very own Keith Thurman fighting not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. He's going to have a fight, so that'll be interesting to see because he hasn't fought for a little while. But 30-1 with 22 knockouts, and then he is.
And isn't his one Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
that's a pretty good one.
he's facing a guy who is 24-0 with 17 knockouts.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is that on regular? Where would you watch that? I don't even know where to watch boxing.
I think
anymore.
that's going to be on Premier Boxing Championship, so that'll be. I don't know whether there's pay-per-view or not. To be honest with you.
All right. Yeah, rally behind Keith Thurman because he really is a fantastic athlete and from right here in the area.
Yeah.
And he's done great in every fight except, I mean, you fight Pacquiao. Pacquiao came out of retirement to fight him, and I think won by decision. So that's the thing. If you don't knock somebody out, I don't really believe it. Like if Tyson fought anybody and won by decision, that's not what everybody wants to see. We want to see, can you imagine if Mike Tyson knocks Jake Paul out? Like knocks him out, cold, the world will go crazy, and then demand for Mike Tyson to be champion again.
The thing is a lot of fighters, when they get knocked out, they're a different fighter.
Yeah.
They're a different fighter. It's a weird thing, man.
I
'cause
bet
you
when
see
people
this-
get hit by Mike Tyson, it changes their life a little too.
Yeah. But you see these fighters that seem unstoppable, and then they get knocked out, and then their next like 5 fights, they have like 3 where they get knocked out again. It's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
It just changes them for some reason.
Oh, the fear of can you imagine that? Like the fear of walking to the ring, getting in the ring, and all of a sudden you get hit so hard you don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I can't see me ever wanting to do that again.
No.
I got punched in the face one time. Guy hit me square in the face and hit me in the nose. Gave me my first nosebleed ever. And I was probably like 13 years old, but I still remember that feeling to this day. That one shot right to the face. That
Street
crack.
fight or boxing or
Street
what?
fight.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, street fight. And then once he was like 16. He had long arms, and he came running, and I didn't have a chance to do anything. He went right between my hands and punched me in the nose. And it was like that Eddie Murphy bit. I was like, he just hit me.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe I just got hit by that long armed redhead too. Yeah, right.
No soul.
No soul. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll give some stuff away in preparation for our interview with Motley Crue. We'll play a game. I think I owe you guys a redneck bingo from last week because we didn't get around to it. So we'll do that, and Carmen will remind us what we have to give away. Ian Beckles is here. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Ian Beckles is in the studio with us. Now, you went to college where?
Indiana.
And were there boosters giving you money in Indiana on the side?
I'd never got a penny.
Never.
Not one time.
Did you know people who did?
Anthony Thompson, who ended up second in the Heisman, was driving a Porsche.
Oh.
So I would say he probably got something.
Yeah.
And most of the basketball players were driving Audis and stuff.
Indiana,
Yeah.
I remember hearing that the University of Miami players in the 90s used to get money from Uncle Luke from Two Live Crew.
100%.
And then I asked him about it on the air, and he was like, yeah. He's like, nothing comes in and out of Miami if it doesn't go through Uncle Luke.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncle Luke was a dude back in the day. I don't know how they got away with some of that stuff, though. Like, they couldn't even get away with it today. And they were getting away back then.
Today, I see people are more conscious of it, and they seem to care about it a little bit more. But if a college player now has the talents, I think most people agree they should get the money. So when they weren't getting the money legally, and you're driving a Porsche, you're like, we know what's going on.
Well, listen, players should have been paid ages and ages and ages
Yes.
ago. They didn't do it the right way.
What do
because
you mean now or then?
yeah, they just open up the
Yeah.
gates. They
Yeah.
open up the gates. It's not the right way to do it.
It's not name, image, likeness. It's just free agency.
And listen,
Yeah.
like Nick Saban, I understand why he stepped away because he's sitting in a living room and he's Nick Saban, and he doesn't matter that he's Nick Saban
Yeah.
anymore because that school is giving him 150,000. This goes over. So Nick Saban, his strength is gone. I get that. But nobody wants to hear him complain when it was swayed his way
Right.
the last
For so
20
long.
years.
Yep.
So
I
shut
mean,
up.
they were robbing those kids, and coaches were getting rich off of it. Coaches and, of course, the schools. So how he could be out making the rounds? against
Very
now,
wealthy
so
man because of college football.
His net worth is somewhere around $70 million.
And he's got the highest paid assistants in college football as
Yeah.
well.
Best movie about college sports and alumni and getting paid.
The basketball movie with Blue Chips.
Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Blue Chips, Nick Nolte.
I knew most of the people in that movie was filmed in Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh, really?
Matt Nover, I used to play poker with him, and there's a bunch of people from Indiana's basketball team.
Penny Hardaway was in there. Shaq was in there. Yeah, it was great. It's a great movie.
Shaq busting out those chain slam dunks in New
Oh,
Orleans
yeah, yeah.
was like it's like you went to an island and found a King Kong. And you were like,
Well, in the way they go back to the school and they go through the back way and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and all the kids are following him and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
yeah, he is a specimen. You ever met Shaq at all or no?
I've been in the same room as Shaq.
Yeah.
He's about as wide as I am.
Oh, he's
and
a
he
monster.
adds a foot.
Yeah,
So he's me plus a foot.
right.
Like you look at me and say, Jesus,
He's a specimen.
it's a lot.
I do remember a couple of years ago, not too long ago, we were at the Bone, and Shaq was doing a basketball thing, but didn't show up for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where they paid him for his name, but then, then he didn't show up for the actual event itself.
Like a P. Diddy, like P. Diddy did in the Super Bowl. Remember that?
Yeah,
P.
yeah.
Diddy had a big party, and they say, I guess he drove by in the parking lot and just waved to everybody. He waved to everybody. Here I am.
Yeah, they have Pete would put on parties back in the day of a New Year's Eve at the Hard Rock and all that stuff. And when you get celebrities, he didn't necessarily do this, but you get celebrities come, like Paris Hilton will be there. And Paris Hilton's thing says she has to show up, she has to have one drink, and then leave. She could leave in 15 minutes, and then she gets 10 grand or
That's
whatever.
it.
So,
Yeah. That's enough.
That's insane. I know Orlando did that. There was a club that opened in Orlando, and they hired Paris Hilton to come in there and
God bless.
just show up and walk in. Yeah, show her face.
I can do that.
I don't know. I've been to parties with famous people. You can't hear what they're saying, and it doesn't matter anyway. They're just in the corner talking to other famous people.
Most famous people don't have time for regular people.
Yeah.
They just don't. And if you do find one that does, you know who was probably the most approachable famous person I ever met is Ric Flair.
Oh,
Ric Flair.
he's in that loving period. Like
he's
he
an
loves the
odd
fact
dude.
that everybody's loving him.
Buy him a drink.
He's a nice dude, though. He really is a genuinely nice dude. Like that I see. He's just very inviting to people, and he's in character all the time, like most wrestlers.
He was on Kill Tony and got up and left because he didn't want to make fun of people.
Yeah.
He goes, guys,
Yeah, it's nice
I
dude.
don't make fun of people. I'm gonna leave now. And he got up and left.
I don't know.
Then why go on that
Exactly.
show?
I don't think
Yeah.
he got it. I think he enjoys that. I think a kid gets in his ear and says, "You got to do Kill Tony. It's the biggest show on
Yeah.
the internet." And he got there and was like, "I had no idea. I thought he was just going to get interviewed as Ric Flair."
Ric Flair had a coming up here in the last couple of years. He was quiet, and then all of a sudden he's everywhere. He's got his own weed line, and then he's everywhere all of a sudden.
He's living life after he had the stroke, right?
Yeah, he
Didn't
was
have a stroke?
almost
He was-
died. He
yeah.
was like
I think Hogan's probably been an inspiration to him too. Hogan's like, "Brother, live down here. The taxes are great. The beach is right here. You can just hang out and meet broads and do whatever you got to do." And because that now all of a sudden he's like my brother Hulk Hogan, and they're always doing something together. So
Hulk
yeah.
Hogan looks better now than he did 20 years ago.
See,
He was so broke up 20 years ago, and I look at him now. He looks great.
yeah, I think so too. I think I don't know what goes through that guy's mind that he keeps getting married.
I don't. There's nothing.
Yeah, what, 4 or 5 times now?
Well, he married Linda, and then he married that stripper, and now I think he's with another chick, but I don't think he's married her.
Oh, okay.
I think they might just be dating.
they all look the same too.
They all
Yeah.
he's got
Same.
a total type.
Blonde,
if I
hot,
get married
tall.
again, I have CTE.
If
I
you get married, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Then this put me in a place.
I met a guy this weekend. Took a picture with him at the Side Splitters, and his wife took the picture. And I leaned into her in the picture, and I said, "Your wife is smoking hot." And he said, "I told you. I told you he was going to say that because she looked a little bit like my wife. I have the absolute type.
Yeah.
I fall in love with girls that look like my wife."
Hogan did get married in October
He did.
to this chick.
He was married to 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's all right.
Joe's got a couple on his tab.
How's it working out for you?
Joe, how many do you have?
2.
Oh.
Mo's got like 5.
2, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Get
talked to
outta
him about
here.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought there was just 2. I thought this was the second one.
I
No,
know.
he had the one that he caught cheating.
Yep.
Like his first marriage. They
And it
lived in
married
like a
it-
trailer park.
She went and married his best friend.
Yeah.
Oops.
All right.
That does sound familiar. Now.
Yeah, we talked. We called
Listen.
him up on air and we went through all of them.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Me either.
I think
You
that's
get,
what we all said.
you get drawn in by that hot body.
Yeah.
And then you get pushed away.
It might be 4. I don't know if it's 5.
I don't know either, but 4 is pretty strong.
It's at least 4.
Wow.
Can I comment on this Mike Tyson thing?
Please.
I heard you guys speak on the Mike Tyson thing, and everybody's talking about the video. I gotta let everybody know, okay? I was a professional athlete. I'm 56 years old,
Right.
And I'm old and I'm rickety. My back hurts, but I'm
feel
gonna
that.
tell you, if I put my hand on the ground and move, you're still gonna be a little bit impressed. Don't let the smooth taste fool you, because look, I'm coaching at Chamberlain, all right?
Right.
And I'm watching my kids do a drill. These are 16, 17-year-old kids. And I'm like, you're not doing the drill right. And finally I go, here's how you do it. I turn my hat around and I do this mirror dodge drill.
Right.
And there's not one swinging dilly out there that can put their hand on me. And I'm going around. They're like, damn, coach, you can still move. I said, yeah, I can still move. The next day, the next day was a little,
Not the same.
not even close.
Why is he coach here today?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so he's 57. If he gets him to the how many rounds is it? If he gets him to the 6th round,
They haven't said.
come
yeah.
on now.
Like we're seeing like little 5-10 second clips.
If he doesn't knock Jake out, I don't think he could win.
I think he knocks him out.
Well, it's possible, but Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, that didn't look like he was trying to knock nobody out.
No, it didn't. And it looked like Roy Jones didn't want to knock anybody out.
No, I agree.
That was boring. That
It's
was like
Roy Jones, who was at one point the fastest man alive. You know what I mean? Like he was so fast. And yeah, the years catch up to you. My thing with Mike Tyson is, listen, he looks good. He's not a normal 57-year-old, but he's still 57. The experience and the knowledge that he has plays into it, but I still have to know whether this is to be a sanctioned fight, because that's a big thing. Because if that's his game plan to come out and say, listen, give it everything in the first 2 rounds, try and get him out of there, because if you get into deep waters, you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If that's your mentality, though, and it's the 4th round, you lose.
Right.
So
absolutely. Yeah, you're going to be burnt out
You're going to
immediately.
be gassed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then just cover up and do whatever, get on your bike and kind of dance around and stuff. We'll see. But you're going against youth.
Correct.
And that's a big problem. So, yeah, I don't know how to call this fight.
Oh, I was to say, but if I had to bet, I'm betting on Mike Tyson.
He's got a puncher's chance, 100%. You know what I mean?
He's got a lunatic's chance. Like, he still wants to kill. He's not just like, I'll take another fight. I need the money.
I'll put my money on Jake Paul.
Would you really?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
I see action.
Yes,
I would put money on Jake Paul by decision, and I would put money on Tyson under 4 rounds. By knockout.
I don't think Jake Paul's ever been clipped yet. I don't think he's ever taken a punch.
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
By who?
I've seen a couple fights he was staggered.
Yeah, but he didn't get hit like Mike Tyson. He didn't get hit by Mike Tyson.
Well, I mean,
57-year-old Mike Tyson.
You can't knock him for not getting hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's that's good defensive.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
So Ariel Helwani, who's pretty credible, he said that he knows from a source there will be no headgear. And they're waiting for the Texas Commission to rule what is going to be considered a pro fight or
Texas,
an exhibition. So that's why the rules are not out there yet.
Right.
Because according to him, he says they want it to be a pro fight, and then I have to figure out what's what.
Texas, you go to Texas and you find the right guy and go, this is going to be a pro fight.
Yeah.
And you push him an envelope, and all of a sudden it's a pro fight.
But he says no headgear, so that's
good.
Good.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the fight a whole lot better, and it makes it more appealing because we all want to see one of them get knocked out, and I think we know what it's going to be. But
it's at AT&T Stadium. That's like
where is that?
Dallas, where the Cowboys play.
Huge,
80,000 people.
You know what I don't want to see is Jake Paul knock out Mike Tyson. That's not good for society.
No.
Not good for Mike.
It's not good for anything.
Imagine you have that.
I'll cry.
There's no way in the world that happens.
Yeah.
I know
What
it
do you
can
mean?
happen.
What do
I
you
know
mean?
it can happen.
Did you see how he knocked that old boy? I was at the fight at the Amelie, and everybody's like, all of a sudden I heard boom.
Yeah, that guy had a fat nobody.
What?
No.
No, that was Woodley.
Yeah, that was Woodley.
Yeah.
Everybody
Football
before-
player? No, UFC champion.
guy.
Oh,
Before
okay.
that fight, everybody's like, Woodley's gonna kill him. That's my thing about Jake Paul. Listen, he's stepping in a ring, and you should give somebody credit for that. Anyways,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Also, how many fights does he have to have before they're like, all right,
That's
he's a
what I'm
boxer?
saying. He's stepping in a ring with actual fighters that everybody thinks are going to beat him beforehand. Then after he beats them, they go, well, that guy, well, he's beating them.
Yeah.
Well, officially though, he's only fought two boxers,
Yeah.
and
Correct.
he's one
In his
and one.
age, yeah.
1-1.
Yeah. But when he
lost to
fought
Tommy
Woodley
Fury.
back in the day, he barely had any boxing, experience. So
He's
I would have
putting
put
in
my
the
money
work.
on Woodley. I would have put my money on Woodley.
Yeah, Jake Paul's putting in the work for
Yeah, he
sure.
is.
He's not a great fighter, but he's getting in there, like you
Sure.
said. Respect getting in there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I'm also not looking forward to the Nate Diaz Masvidal.
I
No,
know,
I don't care either.
The
That
BMF.
last Nate Diaz thing
Yeah.
was so terrible. You know what? Nate Diaz, man, CTE.
Yeah.
He'd be lucky if he has CTE.
Well,
Seriously,
he's nuts. He was
a
nuts
mess.
before.
He's a mess.
The thing about that is that he went in with Jake Paul and then still talking stuff afterwards, and it's like,
Got his
but
ass
you
kicked.
lost.
Yeah.
Ass kicked. He
and
didn't
you
even
didn't even
fight.
take it serious.
He didn't even fight.
Yeah, it was weird.
No, that was terrible. I
Yeah.
lost a lot of respect for Diaz.
So now you have Diaz Masvidal for the BMF thing, and
Pass.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know that Diaz, whatever he's doing, is for the money now anyway.
That's
so
it.
That's it.
That's it.
Unfair to the fans. How are things at the Heroin Dome?
Oh, everything's wonderful. No heroin. It's actually a sober place, and you're calling it the heroin dome.
I'm sorry, the Cabo room.
Doesn't
It's
really
actually we're expanding, and our smoke shop is going to be on the one side, so we're going to open up our smoke shop a little bit.
Well, there you go.
Expand a little bit, get some more product, and rock and roll.
In smoke shop, just tobacco stuff, or
No, smoking marijuana stuff. They call them water pipes.
oh,
So when you go in there to buy it,
Not bongs.
no,
Oh.
you're not. No, water pipes.
Right.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So you'll have the
Yeah.
accessories.
Yeah, accessories and all that
Gotcha.
kind of stuff like that.
Joe's so excited.
I am excited.
You freeloader.
He can't
I
wait to
didn't
get a
even do
dragon
anything.
pipe.
Yeah, looking for the hook me up.
I saw the picture of your pipe on Instagram.
My pipe?
Your big wooden penis pipe.
Oh,
I didn't
oh
see
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was from last cruise. That
Yeah.
was very nice.
That was great.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Spanish gave it to him at dinner.
You
yeah,
gonna
I-
smoke on a cruise?
Yes.
Okay. I like
You-
to smoke. I like to smoke with you. Hang out.
You're
Oh, me?
smoking
Yeah.
or
You're not smoking at all?
eating?
No.
I mean, I can't get it. I can't get it going. It makes me. It doesn't ever put me in a good place. The last time I did it, I laid in bed and I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die tonight. I'm gonna die in my sleep.
I do it all the time.
I never do that.
I do
was
that
like
after I eat a
trying-
large pizza.
I ate 3 McGriddles the other day. I was afraid to go to bed last
Oh,
night.
McGriddles are so good.
They are really
They're
good,
good.
but I can't do that either. We have breakfast on the way, by the way. But it's come from Sarasota, so I may never get here.
Oh
I haven't
wow.
eaten fast food in a while. I've cut it out completely.
I don't eat fast food, but I drove by that McDonald's and those McGriddles were calling out to me.
Are you
Really?
still vegan?
No,
Ian?
no. I'm eating the
that was-
back end of a goat now. I'm eating,
Okay.
No,
well,
my-
because for a little bit you
oh
were
no, I was
vegan,
vegan for
correct?
2 years.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I just
wow.
need parameters, or else I eat everything. Now
Right.
I'm just eating natural food. I cut out sugar and processed food.
What's the number one thing you've eliminated from your life with the sugar?
Well, once again, I almost live in a kava bar that has Skittles, Starbursts, chips, cookies, and like it's there all the time.
Right.
So like I would just grab a Skittle. It's not a big deal. So then you realize you're eating Skittles every day. You know what I mean? So I cut that out. I try not to put as much sugar in my coffee. And a lot of things have sugar that you don't know.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like every sauce has a lot of sugar.
Yep.
Do you know
If
that?
it tastes good, it probably has sugar. in it.
Absolutely. Do you know that McDonald's French fries has sugar in the salt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sodium, aluminum, and sugar.
Really?
Yep.
Now I feel like I should go get the fries for a taste of.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so good.
Sugar not good for you. Salt not good for you. Aluminum probably not good for you.
Oh man.
I like some extra aluminum on my fries, please. All right, I must take a break. You familiar with Mick Morris from Motley Crue?
Yes.
Going to join us on the show. It may be the best interview ever. It may be the quickest interview ever.
Oh man.
Are you really nervous?
I'm always nervous when it comes to these things.
I mean, it is Gio's fault if it goes
My,
wrong.
my fault.
Yeah.
You got one job, bro.
Listen.
One job.
Trivia question for everybody except for Galvin. Who is the shortest interview on the show ever?
It's not Smash Fruit in the Hall.
No.
I know what it is.
It was on the phone.
Tom Green.
Nope. Tom Green was over before it started.
Fine Canadian.
No.
No, he's saying Tom Green's a fine Canadian.
I was like, I don't think this person.
Oh, is it Exorcist? What's her face?
Linda Blair? No.
Pitbulls?
No.
Could you tell us if what they do? Music, comedy, something?
I
or
think
would that give it away?
It would probably give it away.
For sure.
Maybe not. We'll give it to him. Supermodel.
Kathy Ireland.
No.
Janice Dickinson.
Cindy Crawford.
Janice Dickinson.
Janice Dickinson.
Really?
Janice.
That is right.
I'll
Janice.
church it up.
You're the worst.
Janice Dickinson was the first. I asked one question. She got mad and hung up on me.
What'd you ask her?
I didn't ask her. I actually made a statement. I said, what I love the most about you is that you have no problem being a bitch on TV, like acting like it. And I go, it's worked so good for you. And she's like, did you just call me a bitch? And hung up on me.
Oh, come on. That's a good icebreaker.
I did not call her a bitch. She was the biggest bitch on television, but she owned it. And I was like, that was the difference between her and other people, is that she was owning it. And when I brought that up to her, maybe I didn't say it the right way, but I brought it up to her and she got mad at me. Foods that can make your symptoms worse for allergies, and French fries are on there. Oh boy! Even with the sugar and salt and the aluminum.
I don't see McGriddle.
All right, let me,
on that list.
3 McGriddle's actually good. They counteract
The one
each
was the
other.
chicken McGriddle, so that's don't
Healthy.
count.
Right.
Basically healthy.
Have you ever had that chicken
There's
McGriddle?
a chicken McGriddle.
That's-
Yeah.
So you usually eat two McGriddles. Not usually, like every once in a while.
I never get fast food. So my usual go-to order is 2 McGriddles.
I may get fast food once a month.
Oh, now it's once a month. Now it's once a month.
No, like-
I never.
Never.
Eat it.
I may get fast food once a month, and that
On
is,
the way home from the gym.
you know what? I hate everybody.
My wife brings it in every other day.
It's like confession
for everybody.
time.
Sometimes I'll go with my kids, and I'll be like, you know what? I want a cheeseburger, but I haven't done that in so long.
I can't wait. We'll be walking past the McDonald's and you're going to be like, hey, Mike, Mike's here. Hey, good to see you. We haven't seen you since yesterday.
Twice in one day.
Oh.
I love fast food. I'll go with you. Let's
No.
go. It's great.
Ooh, you know what you do? Is you guys go at, what is it, 10:30 or 11 when they switch over?
At 10:30.
Go, thank you. Go at 10:28. You get the McGriddles and then stay there and then get the double Big Mac.
Blowing my
Breakfast,
mind.
lunch.
No, yeah.
What if they made a McGriddle Big Mac?
No, the sauce doesn't go together with the
Yeah, I don't like the cross
syrup
things.
bun.
Oh, I love.
I mean,
the
I would
sauce.
take a bite out of it. That's why I had tried
You
the
gotta
chicken
try
one.
it.
Oh, I'll try it if it's out there.
Yeah, see?
I if I get a McGriddle, I get 2 cheddar and sausage McGriddles.
I never.
No
get
hash
fast
brown or
food.
anything.
No hash brown.
No, I
Oh, you
love
gotta
it.
get
I
the hash.
love the
They're
hash brown, but
so
I can't.
good.
The minute I touch it, my whole head's greasy.
No
You have
hash
to
brown
put the
'cause he's
hash
being
brown-
healthy.
You have to put the hash brown in the sandwich
No.
and get an extra
Yeah.
one for the side.
Oh, my
That's
God.
how you do it.
And no, I don't do any of that. And yesterday I went and I was like, I'm gonna get 2 McGriddles. Then when I got online, I saw that they had a chicken McGriddle too, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I
well,
mean-
Is that new?
try that. To me, it
Never heard
was.
of it before.
To me, it was, and it was delicious.
How can you not pass that up?
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Thank you,
This is great.
Ian.
Mhm.
I heard a nasty rumor
About?
that you went to Reggae Rise Up with Spanish this weekend
I was one of 6 black people there.
at Reggae Rise Up.
Bro,
All white people.
there was a young lady who I know from Miami, and she says, "Are you going to come today?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I've been to a lot of reggae fests." She goes, she's white.
Yeah.
She goes, "This is the whitest reggae fest I've ever been to." So I said that to Spanish, and I went with Spanish. We went there, so we kind of opened our eyes. And
Right.
There was a little gaggle of about 4 brothers there. I looked at them. We kind of gave each other the nod. Other than that, I didn't see one brother with dreads. Like, I think I saw 10 black people the whole time. Out of that the whole Vinoy part.
Right.
Seriously.
All right, we'll get into that and Raising Your Rise Up.
Yeah.
First, we go to the hotline and welcome to the show. I believe for the first time, this is the great Mick Mars. Mick, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing, Mike?
Good, man. We've been playing the new musical. This album's fantastic.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you. Glad you like it.
I like it a lot. We've always been fans, and you know, we were talking this morning about how we think sometimes you're a little underrated. I think because you're always the quiet one in the band. And Motley Crue at least, you were maybe a little bit overlooked as one of the great guitar players. And then you could really hear it ripping though on this album. This new album is fantastic. And where do you find this singer?
Well, I had a couple of singers, and I got them actually through Paul Taylor, which I met through Michael Wagner. So it was a little bit of a I know this guy or I know this, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I went around and found a couple different singers.
And how long does it take you to put this solo album together? How long were you working on it?
On this particular one, with the songs that are on it, it was like about maybe 4 or 5 years.
Oh, really? So you really you've been really working on this for some time.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you got to do something, go out or do other things and stuff, or else like I'll put that it and go like nope and erase it.
Yeah.
and go on to something else.
Did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the movie they made about Motley Crue? Did you think it was? I'm sure it was over exaggerated in a lot of areas, but did you enjoy it? I thought it was, as a fan of yours and the band, I thought it was great to watch. I watched it a couple of times. What did you feel about it?
I just felt that it was like kind of you can't really put like that many years of like from a book into like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but it was pretty close.
It's got to be a great feeling to think that you guys, you're a bunch of guys struggling together and coming together. Not only do you have this crazy career, but I bet at one point in your career you're like, I don't know. I mean, does it ever cross your mind one day they're going to make movies about your life? I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's what I had every intention of doing, actually, because that's what I wanted to do since I was small. Like small, little.
Yeah. Well, I know I don't really have a lot of Motley Crue questions because I know you can't talk about a lot of stuff. But I do want to ask you this: is not litigation related at all, but as a member of the band for not just recent years, but for some time, how hard was it to be in a band watching Vince Neil decline as a frontman and as a singer? And I've asked Tommy this before, and Tommy likes to stick up, Vince is okay. But Vince was a goddamn mess. And at the end, he was a fat, out of shape, out of breath, can't sing the songs. That had to be killing you guys behind the scenes.
Well, it is what it is, and, the road takes a toll on everybody, really. And, it's it's kind of like family, people fall out and people come back and, it's just the way it works.
Well, I will tell you. So one time he came here on a solo thing. I think it was, he was having problems. I don't know. And he came and he was so drunk he fell off the stage. And I brought it up to him the next time we had him on the show. I said, last time you were here, you were so drunk you fell off the stage. And he said the best goddamn answer I've ever heard in my life. He said, "Well, that's rock and roll." And I went, "Yeah, I guess it is, Vince. I guess it is."
Yeah, I guess that's the way. I've seen lots of people falling down. Bruce Springsteen and God, some of those other guys like that too. And I'm going like, what the hell? I guess they're all getting cool. Time to go over and let the youngsters come in.
Dave Grohl went off the stage and broke his leg. Remember, he had to have the throne out there.
The album is called The Other Side of Mars. It's Mick Barr's solo debut album. I'm telling you right now, you can be a fan of Motley Crue. You can be a fan if you like rock and you like heavy rock. This is out. This is great. We've been playing Undone, Right Side of Wrong all morning. Were you on the Monsters of Rock cruise last week?
No.
But your singer was
Jacob.
Actually, Jacob and Paul were there.
Yeah. And I had friends. Yeah. I had friends just were on the cruise, and they met Jacob and said he was the greatest guy. So, and I like Paul. Believe it or not, I'm an old school Winger fan.
Yeah, both those guys are really cool.
Yeah.
Really talented people.
Will you do any? I know you don't like to do the long tours, but will you do anything to support this album?
Oh man, I've said a lot of times before, it's like, if it's a one-off or something, a residency or something, I would give it some pretty hard consideration because, it's like, I don't like sitting around, but, touring is really hard on my,
Yeah.
AS stuff that I have. And, but yeah,
Well,
I would,
you know that the fans would love to see it, and I know as hard as it is, but if you did a couple of shows, you'd pack the place. And I'm being honest with you, I have no reason to kiss your ass for any other thing, but we played this morning, and this is a really good album, and they're really having, it looks like rock is making a slow comeback around, with bands putting out new material now. So I'm really excited to check out the rest of this album.
all right, man.
Thank you. It's called The Other Side of Mars from Mick Mars. Appreciate you being on the show, Mick.
Okay, Mike.
Have a great day. Goodbye. There you go, the great Mick Mars.
Kind of what I thought.
Did you hear a whistle? Well, yeah. I mean, look, they had asked us before the show. They said that if we asked any questions about the litigation between Mick and the band, that they were just going to hang up on us. So I was trying not to do that. But I'm being dead serious. And when we played this album this morning, we were all like, "Wow, that's pretty good." Yeah, it's a good album, and he is a massive guitar player who doesn't get the credit because he's so outshined by the other members of Motley Crue, who are 20 years his junior. But between all the attention that Tommy Lee got for his off the air stuff and Nicky for being pretty much the voice of the band. He's always the guy who's just in the middle, in the back. That's interesting that what he said was, and I wonder if they really feel that way, when you got big, fat, stupid Vince Neil out there trying to sing and he can't sing anything, and you're out there supporting your family. You can't just go, we kick him out of the band, huh?
Yeah, you wonder if they're like, he's not as good as he used to be, but also he helped get us here. You know what I mean? So do you just go, hey, beat it, fatty?
Well, when we were with David Bryan from Bon Jovi, and somebody said, "What's up with John's voice?" And that was like right in the middle of everybody. And he goes, he was eating. And he goes, "John's voice is good. He's sounding good, getting better and better." And he just kept going.
Yeah.
And you think, what do you want to do? Turn around and go, "Yeah, he sucks, dude. What are we going to
Right.
do? We're done now. We're not going to work anymore." There's a Sirius XM has a Bon Jovi channel, and I was listening to it, and this new song is really bad, but it's even worse with his new voice. I believe that he had the surgery on his voice and saved it so that he can actually sing now, but he sings in a different sound than he did before. It's a lot like this, like it's coming from right here, you know what I mean? And it's weird. I don't look. The guy still sold made 16 albums and has sold over hundreds of millions of albums. So I think he'll be fine. I think no problem for him.
That documentary coming out soon, right?
It's out.
Is
it's
it
on,
already
on
out?
Hulu, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. But all right, so back to you and Reggae Rizzo.
Yeah. Me and Spanish hung out for a little bit and chopped it up. And
I feel like that might not be the best spot for him right now.
Well, this is not the first time. The day of the shenanigans and tomfoolery,
Yeah.
I called him and I said we need to talk. And the next day I took him out to lunch and read him the riot.
Gave him some
I
advice?
I read him the riot act a little bit. I mean, I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And, the part that bothered me more than anything was Spanish telling you that he's giving his all.
Yeah.
And it bothered you too.
Yeah.
And I said that to him. I looked at him. I go, you ain't. I go, if you're out at 1 o'clock in the morning drinking, you got to be up before, you ain't.
Yeah.
If you're showing up 1 minute before, you ain't.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm 56. If I have to do a show, I'm preparing 3 days before. I got notes. I'm up there. I mean, that's preparation. That's being grown. That's being grown. And he looked at me and I said, yeah, this is real, man. I mean, I brought up Galvin as an example. I go, Galvin's there early and blah, 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 and that's being professional, okay? So, I mean, it's either you're professional or you're not. If somebody says, is so-and-so a good worker, you're going to see what kind of job they do and are they on time.
Yeah.
That's really about it. There's really not much else.
You didn't mention Joe at all?
All right, wait a minute. Why are you bringing me into it?
I mean, you're kind of a team.
I mean, it makes
I
sense.
mean,
I'm genuinely concerned. I'd like
just
to know how
lay
Ian
off
handled
the Diet
things.
Cokes. Scumbag.
I'm asking a fair
No,
question.
you're not. No, you're not.
I want to know
You're
how
not
Ian
asking.
would handle certain situations. I
believe
respect
that at all.
Ian.
No, you don't. You don't respect anybody. Terrible person.
Could be trouble. Could be trouble. I don't know. I know that I've been trying to handle this the best as I can on the air because I don't really know much. I can't say much. We're in like a limbo right now.
Yeah.
But I did text someone. One of my big things is his response time. I text him on Saturday. He texts me back an hour and a half later.
Oh, really?
Like,
Yeah, he's not great at that. He's just not.
you have to be in this job.
He reminds me of my son a little bit. The text 3 days later.
Yeah, I'm sure it reminds you of everybody's son.
Yeah,
but at one point you can't be anybody. You're not a 30-something-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Anymore, you know what I mean?
I just told him that Spanish, kill him.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Oh, don't say that to him.
Yeah.
Wait.
No,
Oh.
I didn't say it like that. I said, Cowhead had a burial. Bury that Spanish, and then let's see a new one.
Who had a burial?
Cowhead.
Cowhead, the name.
Is that what you said?
A burial.
Yeah.
I know, but I thought you said Callahan, and I'm like, Callahan?
Cowhead.
He said
Best break
Cowhead
parts ever.
had.
Yeah,
He said Cowhead had.
I got fat tongue. Comes in handy.
I think Spanish should get another phone with a different number.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Because
so
you gave away his number, and
Because-
now he's always getting blown
I know
up.
his phone is like nonstop being blown up from messages.
Yeah.
Like
That's my fault.
So it's like your phone's like when he's sitting here, his phone's nonstop.
Like if it's not on silence, it is just bleep 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 bleep.
And he's shown before, he's like, he'll have like 270 unread text messages. He's like, oh yeah, this is just from yesterday. like
So we
24 hours.
talked about having if you had a certain ring, because you can set it to have a certain ring or song or do whatever, so that he
like
knows
my
it's
wife.
you.
I got a haunting, annoying ring like my wife when it goes off.
Yeah.
I know it's her because the ring is worse than her voice.
Like when Bruce Wayne grabs the bat phone, Alfred knows answer the bat phone.
You're saying you should have a fat phone?
I did not say that.
You say when I call him, the fat phone's ringing, he's got to answer in the first ring?
I'm just saying, one positive that could be like, you should probably have a different phone for business with the show,
right?
As opposed to every person in the town's got your number.
Do you think Joe's bringing Spanish down by drinking around him?
100%.
No, I'm not. First of all, I try to curb my drinking around him. But I'm not
I tried not to eat 3 McGriddles yesterday. It didn't work out very well.
If I'm sitting in my house and I want to have a shot of whiskey, I'm gonna have it. Now I'm not gonna stick it in his face. Go, why don't you have a shot with me?
But that I see you doing that.
No, I'm not that guy.
Maybe not this week.
It's on Spanish.
No, Joe is not that. Joe is not that.
No, Joe's doing this. Anthony, I'm not gonna tell him.
What happens? Our domain.
What happens to Whore Island stays a Whore Island. No, I don't even like those guys.
They make fun of me all the time.
Oh, that is so funny.
Do you think if I like them, I would do videos? I don't do any videos. Screw those guys.
Just one shot. It's not gonna kill you. No, I'm not. I'm not that guy for real.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be as supportive as possible. And listen, I've been sitting in that garage for hours at a time talking to him about this. So I mean,
drinking hand.
No, I'm not. That's not. There's no drinking going.
You
on.
guys
Might be
sit in
some
the garage?
Smoking. Might be some smoking going on.
Oh yeah, a bunch of stoners.
Yeah. Well, I like
Easy,
weed. What
easy,
can I tell
Gio.
you?
Easy.
Why don't you guys go over to the opium den? Smoke over there.
It's not.
I want to.